Yeah, yeah, I know, yes, I know. Yeah, so what? Yes, yeah, hi, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. So what's going to happen tonight then? Sorry, I can't hear you. You're on the ship to shore. Why are you on the ship to shore? Because the yacht club set sail out of Stoke. Right? Why? Because the restraining order doesn't what? The restraining order for the noise doesn't apply outside Stoke. Oh, I see. Ah, right. So you're going to have the karaoke on the water, yeah? And who's with you? James is with you, right? Yeah. And what's he singing? I want to be free, right? What? And you can see Gav. Gav's in a 3-foot yacht behind you. He thinks it's a rave. All right, I see.
He's seen the flashing lights. He's like, "Oh, rave!"
yeah. It's the flashing lights. Yeah, it's the flashing lights. Yeah, he has got it on. Look. See, he's got his jacket on. Yeah. All right. Right. Thanks. Yeah, I'm losing signal, I think. Okay, Pete. Bye. All right. Yeah, that's all right. That's off to a good start. Yeah, we've had an early call from the yacht club.
Yay!
Nice.
Who've set sail out of Stoke because the restraining order doesn't apply for the noise outside Stoke.
Yeah. Well, trust me. If you've heard Pete singing, yeah, there's a restraining order.
You want him as far away as possible.
Yeah. There's a shipping hazard and a humanitarian potential disaster. So yeah.
Well, that's the advantage of having a yacht club on a river barge, because you can just untie it and sail it somewhere else.
Yes, does make your business premises address kind of tricky to do when you're doing your invoices and accounts, but
well, that's one of the ways, isn't it? So yeah, the Right Honourable Coxswain is at the helm, and the rest of them are following. So I don't know if we'll hear from them again, but yeah, we can have a giveaway tonight anyway. So that's good news to start with.
Yay!
Yes. So good evening, everybody. Welcome to another Monday night's live stream with me, Ted. Yeah, the banners are not working on the bottom, by the way.
yes, Google's still broken and doesn't let us do banners because Google sucks. Yes.
So yeah, the banners aren't working. So I've got mine with the eModels logo of it. Yeah, look at yeah. And there's Chris.
I got one.
Yeah,
my banner's working. I don't know about everyone else, but
yeah, look at Chris in his spanky new jacket.
Yeah, and he's got a little cartoon character as well.
Yeah.
Then you can't see it because
it's probably out of focus because it's.
There you go. Google are broken, so
no, it's here. Look.
Yeah, well, yeah, look, he looks like a bouncer on his icon. His little cartoon character looks like a bouncer, doesn't it?
You're not coming in. Your name's not down. You're not coming in. Nah.
Right, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, get out, you're bad. Yes. So if
John says, started on time. Chris has a jacket. Ted is in focus. It spells doom.
Doom.
Doom's one of the few words that we can spell.
Yes. We're not still locked on you, are we, by the way, Ted?
No, we're not still locked on me. Yeah. Yeah. And right. Yeah. So a usual mayhem and disorganization.
I have to move the banner out of the way because I can't see the keyboard if I got that there.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to go along. It's your night tonight. As you know, it's your live stream. You guys can ask us the questions. Type the questions down in large words so I can see them.
Capitals, he means capitals.
Capitals. Yeah.
Old.
Big letters.
Big letters. Yeah, so I can see them. And you can try and send me an email. My phone is working tonight. It's not. The battery hasn't died. Wi-Fi is a bit shoddy tonight on it. So and so's the other signal. What's the other signal?
4G.
Yeah.
5G. Yeah.
That as well.
5G.
No, you're out in the sticks, aren't you? You don't.
So
we got TK in modding tonight, and he says he feels the mods should have cartoon characters too. He's just saying so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hang on.
Make a note.
Make a little note. Because people will see that when he plays this back, but then forget it instantly. So.
Yeah, just knocking up.
Now we've always said in the past that Pete's very excitable.
Is that okay? TK.
Oh yeah, there we go. We got a TK cartoon.
Yes. Yeah, we've always said before that Pete Mate's very excitable, so that when you guys suggest something and we mention it on the stream, we then have to back it up with phone calls and emails because he will forget like 2 minutes later. So
Yeah.
never assume that because something's mentioned in the stream that it will be actioned. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So as I was saying, if you've got any, if you're not in chat and you're just watching on a tablet or your phone or something like that, you can send me a question via email, ted@emodels.co.uk. I'll try and get it on me, pick it up on my phone. If I spot it in time, we'll read it out.
Don't forget. Sorry, Ted.
Right, let's start again.
I'll start as well. Karen, I'll do talking now. Is it my turn?
Word 5. Don't forget, of course, if you're watching this on the eModels website, emodels.u.co.uk, no, that's not even words.
If you're not going to use the right words,
hang on, let me get some gin. Oh.
TK says that's close enough, Ted.
There's a strange yellow stain on my eModels cup. I don't know what it is, but I'm still going to drink from it. If you're watching on the eModels website, emodels.co.uk/live, and you'd like to join in the live chat, just hit the little YouTube icon at the bottom of the player. It will take you to the YouTube page where you can watch the stream and join the live chat. We do giveaways in chat, so it's worth joining the chat if you never normally do. We'd love to see you. And don't forget, of course, the other thing you can do to get your question answered is there is a little $sign on the bottom of the chat window. That's the, I keep forgetting what it's called. What's it called? Super chat. Super
chat. Yeah, it sounds right.
No, it's not called. Anyway, little $sign. It puts your comment in a big green or purple or blue box so we can't possibly miss it. It's more than optional. You don't have to do it. But if you'd like your comment to stand out, we can't possibly miss it, then do feel free.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah, so far we seem to have started on time and everything's going well. We've had
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Shh.
I'm in charge of the buttons and I promise not to press anything until the end.
Yes.
Yes.
Adrian David has just told me that the stain on the cup is mustard, and it actually very well may be, to be honest. I was doing some cooking earlier on with the mustards, so
lick it live on air. Go on.
Yeah, we have a taste test.
Oh, well, it was nice knowing Fox anyway, wasn't it? So.
Oh yeah, that is mustard actually. Hello. I'm gonna turn the cup that way.
Someone says hello from Russia, but I'm not even going to attempt because I don't know what them.
If you have to, I'm afraid if you're reading the names out in chat, you have to attempt the. Yeah.
My mouth doesn't make them shapes. It's got letters that aren't part of.
What do you think? What does it look like? It says. Now we have to apologise to the viewer because we're going to.
It starts with a B, and then it's got like a backwards pie, and then another backwards A, and then a big A.
If you were going to try and pronounce it as it looks, how would you try and pronounce it?
I don't know. It'd be Bramp, but it's not. So
okay, close enough. Welcome to our viewer from Russia. Thank you for joining us. Jobberwig von Trumpy, good name, says, "Why is there a puffin behind Fox?"
There's a puffin behind everyone.
Behind all of us.
Well, you can't see mine. Hang on.
Oh,
you see it? Yeah, there he is.
There we go.
We all have puffins. One of our good friends, Scott, who lives in Orkney, he might be in the chat actually. I think is he in the chat? If you're in the chat, Scott, sends everybody puffins except me because I got mine. But Scott, one of the viewers, Scott, he's a very good friend of ours. He lives in Orkney, where you find puffins, and he posts up pictures to us of puffins, and puffins are adorable. So I had to go out to my local garden centre and saw this, and I'm like, I'm having it. So my puffin is called Odo. He's my kind of mascot. Ted, what's yours called?
Seaguard.
Seaguard. Ted and Chris had their puffin sent to them by Scott, so thank you to Scott.
You had a puffin sent to you from Scott.
I did have a puffin sent to you from Scott, and it was this little fellow here who was I've just dropped, who was the original Odo. He was on my keyring, but he fell off. So he now sits in front of my PC monitor. So that's little Odo, this big Odo. And yours, what's yours called, Chris?
Mine's called Paul.
Scott sends them the puffins and names them with proper Orcadian historical Viking type names, except that one, which is called
Paul. It's a historical name from somewhere. Yeah.
It's named after a Orcadian jarl called Paul
Heckinson or something. I can't.
Hammer, cut, blow, fist, wolf, storm, and lightning, something. It's all cool. Yeah. So yes, there are puffins. There are always puffins. Puffins are awesome.
Right, there you go. Quillian says, "Hi friends from Malta," says Ray.
We're going global.
Hello.
I believe. Yeah,
Gary Jessup says it's his first time watching.
Welcome. In fact, let's. Oh, he's Dave Wadron Barker says it's Vladimir Zdanov. Is our Russian viewer.
Okay. I know he just said, "Is it hard to say my name?" And yes. Not if you say it's Vladimir, because that's. But I didn't know that said Vladimir, because
yes,
you know,
reading the Cyrillic alphabet is not.
Dave Barker cheated. He checked Google
Translate. So welcome. In fact, let's ask the question: where is everybody from tonight in chat?
Oh,
yeah.
Where are you all?
Whether it be from far on here.
Yeah.
Dave says Google Translator for the win.
I'm waiting for somebody to put just outside your front door. Ah!
I'm at your window.
Vladimir said, "Oh, he said my name." Cool. Yes, we don't. As a matter of course, we don't know the Cyrillic alphabet, so yeah, it's hard for us to read.
And I will forget if you come in next week, then we won't remember your name.
Yes,
again. Sorry.
Where's everybody? Where are we coming from then, Chris? We getting?
We have Chris's terrible living room. He's a terrible host, says Paul Stewart, and he wasn't there when I came upstairs, so no. We've got. I'm going to lose half of these because it's going so quick now. We've got Loughton in Essex, Timber from Brum, Essex, Exmoor, Devon, Midlands, South Wales, West Midlands, Norfolk, Ohio, USA, Kent, cool. Chester, Basingstoke, Jersey, Channel Islands. Now live in Durham. Hi, Mike. I missed that one. I don't.
Yeah, I'm just taking notes of these people that are living out of the country, just in case they would stick it. So yeah.
Edinburgh, Hull, Essex, York, London. In it.
London in it.
It says London in it. Geezer says Troughton Chart.
Do you mean London?
London? No, it's London. I'm in London. I'm just near Heathrow, so I can do London.
Down south.
If he wins a sticker, I can probably hand deliver it. It's going to be quick.
Yeah. Well, George Taylor is in Burbank, California. Yeah. Unfortunately, the postage is too much there, so if you win a sticker, you might not get it.
I think we can stretch to a sticker.
You will.
Although US Customs might not let it in because it's got some chemical in the glue that's probably toxic.
It's still going with Kingsley in West Texas, Burbank, California, Bristol, Germany, Netherlands, West Virginia.
Stijn van Gemert.
Stijn van Gemert.
Stijn van Gemert. I was nearly there. See?
You're getting better every time.
I've got 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. What else do we do now?
I don't know. Have we done?
We had a question. Paul asked a question earlier on.
Yeah, there was a question.
He said, "How would you brush paint exhaust heat bloom on metal?" Now, personally, I wouldn't try and brush paint it. I'd use like the weathering pastels and use that to get it on. I don't think you'll get it with paint.
Our man Captain Spillage did that, didn't he? He did it on his motorbike.
Yeah, you could use inks. You could thin some inks down, like a blue, purple, and brown, and use those if you're going to brush it. That would probably work. You'd have to thin them down though, so it's a bit like using a glaze, a bit like a Citadel shade but thinner. It's like a glaze. So you do a strip of, I would guess, strip of blue, then a strip of brown, a strip of purple, and you can blend them. If you do them thin enough, like a glaze, then you can build up the colour really slowly for each stripe. So anywhere I can think you could brush it.
Yeah, I think that is quite a popular question that a lot of people are always asking around the internet and things like that. And I'm sure there's 1 or 2 YouTube videos out there. And I'm sure that our man Tony's already done it on one of his video builds, hasn't he?
I think he airbrushed it there. He used some Tamiya clear colours. Because you have got things like the Tamiya clear colours and smoke and things like that that you can use for airbrushing. You can't really use them easily for brushing, like if you're going to thin them down, because they don't work the same as, say, an ink. And you can't use them for dry brushing at all because it just doesn't work. So I would say probably inks might be your best bet. Vallejo do a load of inks, the game colour inks and the model colour inks. They're pretty good. I've been playing with the Vallejo paints ready for my next eModels build, and I quite like the inks. It's like,
Well, on that note, before we go on with the chat, what have we been doing this week? What are you up to this week, folks?
What, this week gone or this week coming?
Oh, well, whatever. What is your plans for last week on this week?
My plans for last week will be... well, breaking time. Last week, I finished that big boy. That big bad boy.
Ooh,
my mega size unicorn Gundam. It's a build for my mum. She said, I like that. If I get it, will you paint it? I'm like, okay. Mum likes Gunpla. Go for it. So that's done. Somebody did ask in the chat, I think Adrian David asked if I was going to weather it. No, it's being left as it is. It's got C1 metallizer all over it, which you should get. Get some C1 metallizer. It's brilliant stuff. And it's not been gloss varnished because I wanted to keep the metallic sheen to it. So it's not got decals on either. And it's brilliant. The C1 metallizer doesn't come off. When I move it around, I wear gloves. I've got some gloves ready to put it back again, just so I don't get fingerprints on it. But I'm loving that C1 metallizer stuff. It's brilliant. So that was last week's. That was a quick finish on that. I want to get out of the way because from tomorrow, I make a start with the next eModels build. Yes.
Oh, round of applause.
Yes. Which is, if you've seen the little teaser video, is the Tacom Panhard AML90, if that's on screen, which is the little sort of French 1960s 5.5 ton armored car with a 90mm gun on the front. So it's kind of adorable. Like I've said before, it's adorable but made of death. But I'm not just going to build that because you know me, I like my Warhammers. So what I have got from a local Warhammer store, I've got some Astra Militarum Acadian Command Squad. I was going to do it with some Space Marines, but I decided these dudes would be a bit more appropriate for the vehicle because they're like dudes. They're not guys in space armor. They're just like soldier dudes. I've got some of those guys to paint up. And I have a whole box that I've collected of bits and a sprue of tank bits from Warhammer. And what we're going to do is we're going to get that armored car. I'm going to build it. I'm going to stick some Warhammer bits on it, like big fat bolters and melters and things like that, and las guns. Make it all Warhammery and do the little dudes and do a little diorama. So it's going to be an armor build with a hint of sci-fi. Because I don't do straight builds because I like to have fun and be a bit silly. So I'm making a 1960s Warhammer armored car, sort of, kind of Acadian. We'll figure it out. I'm going to basically make it up as I go along, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned.
Let's cover something to cover all genres there.
Yeah. I mean, I could just make it as a straight armored car, but why not just have some fun with it? You know, get some. I did find out that if I put a little Space Marine figure in the little cupola on the top of the turret or cupola, depending on your pronunciation, they're not 1/35 scale figures, but it kind of works.
It's a cup holder.
Yeah, on the cup holder.
Little cup holder on
where the little man meerkat pops his head up and you whack it back with a hammer. And it kind of fits because there's nothing on the vehicle that tells you it's a particular size. It doesn't say it's 20 feet long or anything like that because it's not like a tank or anything where you've got visual things you can compare it to. It's just this funny little car. So the wheels could be that tall or they could be this big. So it works with a 28mm tabletop scale figure. I'm going to have some fun with that.
Oh, well, you know, a bit of armour for the armour guys and a bit of space for the space guys.
Yeah. Michael Jackman says, and there I was thinking Fox was going to build a true factual model. Knew it was too good to be true.
No chance. Well, one of the reasons I wanted to put some figures, the kit itself doesn't come with any figures. And I wanted to put some figures with it. And I have a lot of Warhammer figures lying around. So I thought, well, I want to show figure painting in one of my videos because I'm kind of getting the hang of it slowly. So I want to show some basic figure painting. So I figured if I get some of these little Warhammer dudes that I know how to paint, I'm good with painting them anyway. I know the kind of colours. So I thought that I'd give that a go. I did look at some proper real world 1/35 figures, but I thought these would be more fun. It's just good, silly fun. It's going to have big guns on the front.
Which is a way to show that you don't have to stick to the rules. You could just build and please yourself and enjoy what you do.
Yeah. I mean, there's absolutely no harm at all in making models that are accurate, but there's also no harm at all in just having fun with it. If it floats your boat, just go a bit silly. I like to have fun. I like to be silly with things.
And over to Chris. Chris, what's happening in your work?
Well, before I start on me, Paul did say that airbrushing did strike him as being easier relatively, but he wanted to have another extra string to his skills bow, which is all fair enough. And he also
just to add to that, Chris, sorry to interrupt you. I have seen somebody on YouTube airbrush inks for heat staining on exhaust. I've just remembered. So you can actually airbrush inks and they'll give you a much smoother finish than clear paints.
Yeah. He also said that it was 15 minutes for the first Gundam mention, and I think Dave won the poll on that. So
yeah, well, that's only because somebody asked.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't count
if someone asks.
doesn't count if somebody asks. It's got to be. It's got to.
Well, no, they didn't ask specifically about Gundam. They just said what you've been doing, and you've been doing Gundam. So it's sort of.
I kind of can't not mention it then, really, can I? But okay, we'll give that one.
Anyway, so this week I've mostly been receiving stuff in the post. I've got a jacket.
Oh, yeah. No. Thank you, Anthea. Can you give us a twirl?
I can, but you can't see it because it's got the thing on the back.
That's a tattoo. That's a tattoo on the back. It's not sewn on it.
Now I put it on. It's permanent. Yeah. I had also received my first proper eModels build.
Ooh,
which the big reveal is here. It's that. Which, if you can read any of it, is the what's the number? C141B Starlifter, which is a big plane, but in 144 scale, so it's a small big plane.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting for me to start into once I've finished what for Falcon that I'm painting at the moment. But yeah.
For those that don't know, you are Mr. 144, aren't you, basically?
I do like it, and I haven't got much room to keep stuff, so it's always nice to have small stuff that doesn't take up much room once I've finished.
Like massive planes.
Well,
although you get the advantage, you can take that one back to eModels.
Yes, indeed, I'm going to have to make a trip up to have a day trip up and deliver it once I've done it, and maybe done the next one as well, because I'm not going to go up there every
That'd be the right size for you, Chris. You could just start it and fly up.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So I suppose it's down to me now. What have I been doing? Well, you've probably seen the little video that I threw up for AK Rail Colours. I got on with my little side build, the Long Range Desert Group command car. All the front of it's finished now. It's just the back to do. Put all the stores and stuff in that. Another thing that's started again this week. Now I've got my computer back. My cameras are working. I've started on the submarine. We're starting filming that again. This time I'm working. This time I'll be working on the conning tower. So that's
Here's a question, Ted, because I did my research when I was doing my U-boat, and there was never any agreement whether it's called a conning tower or a sail.
Yeah, well, I do mention that in the video, actually.
Wow, shut up.
No. We can carry on with that because it's some people call it a conning tower. I think the British, the Royal Navy call it the bridge fin. The Americans, I believe, call it a sail. So it depends what navy you're in or what part of the world you live at or whatever you want to call it. I tend to call it a conning tower just because that's what you always called them when you watched the war films as a kid, didn't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be referring to it in my video as either the bridge fin, sounding posh, or the conning tower.
You British man, you should call it the bridge fin and have gin.
Yes, gin. Yeah. The sun's over the yard arm, so we'll have gin and break out.
In the driver's choice.
So I've been doing that, and look, reach for another bit there. You can see that.
Hold up a bit.
Oh, that's the top of it, is it? All right. That's the only bit you see out the water.
Yeah, as it goes across the screen, that strangely, the periscope is made from perspex, not styrene, as you find in the rest of the kit.
Maybe it's so you can light it.
I was
not
thinking
that they tended to have light pouring out of a periscope, but
yeah, I was thinking it would be great fun to put a little red LED in the bottom so that it would look like there's a bit of red light just coming out the top.
Yeah.
So it could be fun. So yeah, there's
less likely to break if you bend it a little bit.
I don't know. I think more likely if you did bend, if you did catch it, it would actually snap.
It's got no flex to it. It's probably
So that's that. I've been going on with that, and I actually had all those compartments laid out into the hull the other day. I tried them all on the bench. It's huge. It fills the bench. I'm going to have a bit of a reorganisation around the back here with all these drawers to see if I can fit it in. So that's where I've been up to. So shortly, keep a lookout on the eModels tubes for the latest in the series of the U-boat build.
Yeah. We've had some good feedback on Chris's reveal of his build.
Yeah.
Trotton Shard says, ooh, a Starlifter. TK says, planes. I think that's deliberate. John Byers says, I've jumped out of those a time or two, airborne.
Oh.
Sergeant Bones says he's...
Shard said, whack some Space Marines on it.
Yeah, Space Marines. Sergeant Bones says he jumped from C-130s. Do we all need to start singing Gory Gory?
Only when I'm building it. When you're watching the videos, you can sing it yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. So Gary Jessup says, how do I get a sticker then? We give them away in chat, or you can ask for them when you
I
play
think Ted said he couldn't win one because he's far away.
Oh, was that Gary Jessup?
I think that might be it. I'm not. I can't. Don't remember, but I think it might be.
Well, we do give them away. In chat. We'll do little silly competitions and giveaways later on.
Gary, by the way, stickers, yeah, they're just a bit of fun for the giveaways and things like that for the chat. If you do have an order in with eModels and you do want a sticker, just put it on your order and we'll throw a sticker in. Yeah, I've committed them now. They'll give you a sticker if you want a sticker.
Put a little note on your thing where it says any notes for delivery, saying, "Can I have a sticker?" I'll drop them an email.
Yeah, Ted said I can have a sticker.
Yeah.
No, don't put Ted said you can have a sticker. Fox said you can have a sticker.
No, don't put that. Put Chris said you can have a sticker.
Everyone can have a sticker. Stickers for everyone.
Theory trickles down to Chris.
Adrian David says you should put the U-boat together in your living room, Ted.
I think Mrs. Ted might have a word about that.
Yeah. We're trying to sell a house. Yeah. I'd like this house.
It's a talking point, isn't it? And this is the submarine room.
Prime example of a 16th century maisonette with a submarine room.
Speedy Q8 says, "Oh, you did mean reveal. I thought it was a big revel, and I'd mispronounced the manufacturer like Ted does."
Lord Barkley III says, does everyone have a biggish work area, but it gets cluttered and you end up with about 6 to 8 inches? Lol. Yes.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yes. Yep. TK will agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Philly said he got a sticker with his mug from last week. It was like Christmas and birthday rolled into one.
Yeah. Oh, well,
yeah. I don't know about that. Yeah.
So the guys at eModels aim to please.
Mm-hmm. Yes, my desk is. This is all lies. My desk looks nice and expansive. It's all lies, because the moment I'm doing this live stream and I start working on something, it's just clutter. Instead of having a number of paints laid out, I'll just have all the paints in the world over there and all the brushes piled up. And yeah, this is all lies when you see it on telly like this. It's all cleaned up in advance.
You just push it all on the floor, don't you?
Yeah, I just pile it into the dust where the spiders live and stuff.
Gary Jessup asks, "Okay, cheers. Any suggestions for a second model? He's new to this. What was your first model?" Yeah,
we need to know what your first model was.
and what do you like building?
Yes, what kind of thing floats your boat? What are you into?
It doesn't have to be a boat.
Because I'm going to say Gundam. So
you said that on your own. There's no prompt in there.
Yeah, I know. So that's a second sweepstake. If you had a second sweepstake. Yes. What did you build first, and what is your area of interest?
I think what you should do is watch these for the what's in store, because we always come up with great ideas.
Buy all of them.
All of them. And when you've had a look at what's in store, have a look on the website at eModels.co.uk. Have a look on the website and just something that takes your fancy, something that jumps out at you and says, "Build me." That's it. Do it that way.
The only cautionary tale there is, of course, that you can go, "Wow, that looks cool. I'll buy that," and then this Dora turns up on your doorstep.
Yeah.
Have a read about the kit. Make sure it's not like a 7,000 part, 10-foot long epic kit that you go, "Oh, what have I bought?" But yeah,
Scott Sutherland is in chat, and he says there's a guy in Orkney that has a submarine house. I'm not sure how that works.
Oh, well,
Scott's got a submarine house, because only 2 people live in Orkney.
No, it must be the other guy.
Ah, right. What, Scott's boss? Cool.
Yeah, just have a look, Gary. Have a look around to see what takes your fancy, or what. Yeah, have a look through some Facebook pages and think, yeah, that looks good. It's always good if you can find a model that somebody else has built, then you can copy it.
I mean, if you're just starting out, probably the best thing it's not really. So it's a difficult question, because it's not for us to say you should make this model, because we don't know what you think's cool and we don't know what you'll get bored with halfway through. If you bought me a motorbike kit, I'd be asleep halfway through it, because it's just not what I'm interested in. But what I would say is, what we can tell you is not what you should get, but we can give you pointers for some of the better brands that might be helpful for beginners, where they make models that are a doddle to build and you don't have to worry about the construction so much. So if we go through all 3 of us, but if I was going to recommend brands like model manufacturers, I'd say, depending on what you like, Tamiya are always a joy to build. I'm obviously going to say Bandai for some Gunpla because they're just a joy to build. They're dead easy, but Tamiya, maybe some of the smaller, cheaper TACOM kits because they're not super complex. I'm just thinking, depending on your livability, you don't want to dive into a 6,000 part tank build or something like that.
He says he's just built the Honda Blackbird.
Oh, he does bikes. In that case, he can build anything. Because
Bruce Richardson did say build the Africa Twin.
Yeah, well, if he's built a motorbike, then yes, you can then physically build anything because building motorbikes is really hard. So actually, I would say the Africa Twin as well. Because talk about the Africa Twin, Chris.
It's big. Well, the one I don't know if they do it in other scales, but the one I did that I won on this stream before I was part of the stream, conveniently, is a 1/6 scale, and it's about that big, and it's lovely. It's got lots of screws and metal parts in it rather than just gluing together plastic. So it's more engineering than model making. But yeah, it was lovely. It's great.
It did look
took
awesome.
ages, but yeah.
Yes, if clearly he's into his motorbikes, so I'd say the Africa Twin.
Yeah,
Not that I know anything about motorbikes.
Just have a look. Ask. Lots of people give you recommendations of what.
Yeah, lots of comments in chat about. Well, it says Fox telling him to build a perfect grade Zaku Gunpla.
I can't say how easy that build will be because I've not actually finished mine. I have finished the build. I just never finished I've got to finish. I never did the weathering. So
Sergeant Bone says, "Revel, you want him to quit?"
Well,
Some
by the
Revel
way,
stuff
while I
all right.
remember, just because somebody mentioned the Zaku, if you like your Zakus, don't forget, of course, the guys at eModels do now do Gunpla, and they do have a whole mess of mega size Zaku 2s in stock. They're really good for weathering. If you want something big to have fun weathering and chipping and streaking and making muddy and doing all kinds of scribing panel lines on it, the mega size at Zaku is in stock, and I've never built one of those, but I built the RX-78-2 in this. Great fun. Do it.
That's the mega size one you got next to you there, isn't it?
Yes, this
And
is
they're all
the
about that
best
sort of size, are they?
this is the biggest one they do. The RX-78-2 is about that big, and the Zaku is about the same size. So it's, I don't know how tall is. It's about 1.5 Odo.
Okay, yeah.
1.5 puffins. This one is. It's on the box, but I've thrown the box away now. I think it's something
Bigger
like
than your ruler.
44 centimeters. I think the RX-78-2 was about 38 centimeters, if I remember rightly. So the Zaku should be about the same size. Yeah, if you want
What scale are they?
making knackered Russian tanks, get yourself a Zaku. Oh, yeah.
But they are a particular scale, though, are they? The
These are
Mega
148, the mega size.
48. Okay.
148 scale. I completely commandeered that entire conversation, didn't I?
Pretty much, yeah. TK said his computer's just reminded him he needs to get up in 6 hours, but I don't think he does because I think he's on holiday. So he's ignoring that. Yeah.
Have a day off, TK.
I'm not getting updates on chat for some reason.
Well, where else are we up to?
Yeah. Odo's about 4 times the size of a puffin.
Well, puffins.
I thought that was pretty much life size, isn't it? I don't know.
That's
No,
probably
one's
a little bit
just-
smaller than a puffin.
Maybe your keyring's life size.
Yeah, puffin's probably a bit bigger than this. A puffin is about exactly the same size as a porg. Just for reference. As we all know, that's why they've got porgs on that. I've seen that film now, by the way. You can talk about Star Wars The Last Jedi.
You've seen it now. Okay.
Yeah, I may have found a website with it on.
Oh,
Not official.
But we're not endorsing that in any way.
No. But yeah, the island they filmed on was covered in puffins, so they had to put loads of porgs in to replace them, which just is really great. Tony Black says puffins are a lot smaller. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're about that big, but just not as hard.
a bit bigger than a pigeon.
Yeah.
They probably move a bit more.
What's a porg? Says TK's models. Have you not watched Star Wars: The Last Jedi yet? Can we still not talk about it then?
Adrian
No,
David
not
said
mine.
earlier that his eModel sticker is now on the back of his Ford Focus.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let us know how it does out in the wild, because I've not seen him out in the wild.
I think with that sticker on his Ford Focus, he's going to attract a lot more female attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wondered if his girlfriend is prepared for that. You know,
I've just had a flashback to my youth in the 1980s. My local radio station, Piccadilly 261, stereo 97, Piccadilly Radio, Manchester. They used to have a thing where they'd say, We've sent some lowly office assistant out to wander around the streets of God knows where around Manchester. And she will, if she sees a car with a Piccadilly radio sticker in the window, she'll take the number down and we'll tell it on air and you'll get a prize. So maybe we should do that one day and have a thing like, if we see you, as I go to shops around the corner from my house, if I happen to see a car with an eModel sticker.
You can win Fox's address for parking your car is
Helgan35@gmail.com.
Now, Phyllis asked, does the last film exist?
Yes.
Yes.
It wasn't the best in the world, but I enjoyed it. It was good.
Yeah.
There were some, I won't say anything out loud because we don't know who's watched it, so I'm not going to give any spoilers, but
I enjoyed it. It was fun.
It was fun. It was hard work. There were some bits that didn't need to be in it, but it was good. I liked it. It was all right. They can actually just get on with stuff now and moving on.
Yep.
Tony Black says, no, that's the size of a penguin. Penguin's bigger than that.
Tony Black also says he's got the sticker. He just needs the car for it now.
Yeah, we can't send you a car.
We're not giving away cars this week. No.
Michael Jackman says,
you never know. The phone might ring. We might be told to give away a car.
Yeah.
Stay to the end, just in case.
You might be like, yeah, Gav's gone to a rave. We're going to sell his car. Michael Jackman says, Fox, you've got to watch it in 3D surround sound. I can't see in 3D. I have a. You probably see my eyes don't line up. I've got a squint in one eye when I was a kid. So I don't actually have stereoscopic vision, so I can't actually see 3D, which is really weird, considering I work on tiny three-dimensional things. But yeah, I can't. 3D doesn't work on me. But surround sound does. Yeah.
You can hear in 3D, just not.
Yeah.
So
my eyes can hear in 3D.
Well, yeah, I just saw that the Donald McKenzie RN says they call it the fin.
The fin. Lord Barkley says, could be your car, Fox. Call the police. That's my car. I'd recognise my car. It's got a shark mouth on it, quite literally.
Yeah. Would it be like a crime watch sticker where police stop if they see an eModel sticker on the car, it gets pulled over?
I've just realised to my horror I don't actually have an eModel sticker on my car.
No.
I must put one on my car.
Could we claim expenses if we did? Would it become a company car? Could we put for mileage?
Can I claim off in mileage and petrol?
Well, it's going to cost me in petrol to take the kits back to eModels. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't even get one tick of petrol used up there now. Nearly crashed the car like 3 times because I suck at driving on the motorway and in places I don't know. But hey,
Philly said my dad's the same with 3D, but VR headsets work for him.
Yeah, I've been really into like watching how the VR thing has gone on with the, all the different headsets. But I'd need to try one, and it'd have to have variable focus. Because the problem with me is that this eye sees normally. So if I close that eye, everything is perfect. I can read, I can see everything. If I just have that eye, it's not that everything's out of focus. It's that my brain kind of tends to, because they're not lined up properly, my brain tends to ignore this eye a little bit. So if I close this eye, my viewpoint doesn't change. Where if I close that eye, my viewpoint changes. So I can't actually read with this. I can see with it. I can't read. If I try and read the chat now, I can't. It's not that I can't see it.
Try hitting yourself at the side of the head until it gets better.
But it's my brain can't interpret it. So my optician says to me, if you ever lose that eye, whatever. If you ever lose that eye, you're kind of screwed. So this lens in my glasses is just cosmetic to look like that lens because this eye just serves no purpose effectively. Not blind.
That solves the problem. I'm not out of focus. It's your eyes.
That's right.
I'm looking at you through the wrong eye.
Yeah.
That might be it. Paul Stewart says the Foxbee is getting very Brian Blessed.
I'm trying to think of a Brian Blessed quote.
So Michael Jackman says the only Brian Blessed quote is "Gordon's alive."
Gordon's. Well, I was going to do something, and then I thought, no, that's from I Claudius, and that's probably not suitable for a family audience.
Andy Butcher asks, question: what are your favourite things for creating snow or ice effects? And I'll hand it over to Fox because he's just done snow and ice effects.
We've had real snow out there.
Well, I'll show you what I use, but it's not something eModels stop. But I'll show you what I'm going to use next time. Oh, I dropped everything. I did a snow diorama a couple of weeks ago. The first one I've ever done. Yeah. And what I did was I just got some soft flake snow, which Woodland Scenics. But there's loads of other brands out there. There's loads of stuff. There's stuff in store. There's Vallejo stuff as well. Any kind of fine powder, white powder, steady. You can use baking soda. You can use flour, but it's a bit mingy and dissolves. I did two things. I used that. I put that in a load of PVA glue and made a thick gloopy paste that I put over the diorama to give it a shape. Let that dry, and then I sprinkled that over the top and just sealed in place with hairspray. So you can get various snow powders. I do want to try some of the I can't remember what it's called now. Precision ice and snow stuff at some point. That's supposed to be one of the best powders for snow. But that's the only one I've tried. I got this years ago, and I happened to have this to do it, so I'll use that. But I might grab myself some of the Vallejo stuff and the AK stuff, I think.
Yeah, I use the Vallejo stuff, which I've got there. The ground texture acrylic. No, just called Snow, nice and easy, which is eModels. And that was on my Hoth diorama thing, and it came out
like a paste, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's a strange. It is, as you say, like a paste.
Don't get it on your new jacket. Careful with the new jacket.
Oh yeah, hold it well away. Yeah, it's like a paste, but when it dries, it sort of goes a little bit bitty. So it does look quite good. Obviously, depending on the scale you're making things out as to how it's going to work. But
well, when I did the snow powder on mine, because it's like a very fine white powder, but it doesn't dissolve. So when I put it in the PVA glue, I mixed it really thick, like a really thick. It looked like meringue or something. I put that on, and that dried. It cured, it was hard, and it had a slight texture, but not much. It was kind of smooth, and that's like the drift snow. And then I sprinkled the fluffy snow over the top with hairspray. The beauty of it was that when I was putting on the thick, stodgy stuff, I was kind of slapping it around with a little sculpting tool, and I got little tufts of it. And as they dried and went hard, they stuck to the surface, but they looked like kind of snow that's been crunched to icy snow. And it had that look of when you get like the fluffy snow, and then at the edge of a road, you get the kind of slushy stuff. So I got a brown wash and put a little bit of brown wash on that, and it looked like the difference between like a muddy track and then the brown muddy snow and then the white fluffy snow. It's quite good. But there's tons of products out there. Just see which one's best for you. But you will need some hairdryer. If you're using a powder, hairdryer is the best thing to fix it. Hairdryer, hairspray.
Yeah, hairdryer I'd probably just blow it away. That wouldn't really help. Yeah,
I think the way most of them work is that you do a 5 or 6 seconds of hairspray, sprinkle your powder on, and then 5 or 6 seconds of hairspray, and then sprinkle on more powder, more snow, and you build it up in thin layers, basically.
Tony Black suggested that you wear a monocle.
Yes, yeah, good, yeah.
Ted, you're slipping down there, mate. You're sinking.
I know. I was wondering why my head was going further and further down. It's this chair. I think the pneumatic sort of thing has got on the chair. I start off at the top, and eventually I go slowly down and down.
Yeah.
Carl at Making Models says AK's Snow Micro Ball and Snow Sprinkles are excellent, both available at eModels.
Yeah. Adrian Davies says, I heard you can use flour. I know you can use baking soda. You can use flour, but I'm not sure what you'd lock it in place with because flour.
Yeah, Phil Lewis there says flour goes mouldy. I think the same with baking soda and that goes sort of yellow. I think any sort of natural product is going to sort of
decompose, basically. So you can use them, but you take.
I don't know, if you cover them in enough varnish, then it will probably be all right. But yeah. Tony Black says he tried using a hairdryer on decals and blew them across the room.
Yes. Never use a hairdryer on decals anyway because it makes them go. You dry them too fast and they get too hot, and they go like that. So.
Yeah. Speaking of decals, I've got an email that's come through about decals.
That's a hell of a segue we didn't plan.
It's a question from Andy Johnson asking, is there anywhere that we know of that he could get 22-inch Eagle Transporter special edition decal sheets? He bought the regular kit and he saw your Bill Fox using the weathering decals on the special edition sheet. Do you know of anywhere? I can't think of anywhere other than writing direct to the manufacturer. But
I was going to say I could be wrong. I don't think they actually released the decals as standalone thing.
No, hence that's why it's a special edition.
Yeah, I mean you might be able to. contact MPC and see if there is a way you can get them. Or, you know, there might be somebody selling their decal, I don't know why, but I'm sure there'll be somebody on one of those websites that's selling the sheet. But yeah, I don't think they actually release them. If you go onto the MPC's website, they do actually sell on the Round 2 website. They do have things like the metal thruster bell kit, so it might be worth popping to the Round 2 website and see if it's something they can.
Another thought would be to print your own. If you knew somebody with the kit that could send you a copy of them and then do your own, but not that we'd endorse that.
It wouldn't be as good. The thing with those decals are they're cartograph decals, and making your own, they'll just be gash compared to the cartograph ones, because the beauty of those is the little coloured panels. The decals are printed so thin, the ink is so thin that when you put it on and you put them over each other, they're kind of semi-transparent, so they give the impression of a blue decal and a grey decal pressed over each other. You get 3 different colours, and it just gives an even more lovely variation. So the other alternative, of course, is just to paint those coloured panels yourselves, mask them off. You can do it. Won't be hard. It'll be tedious, but it won't be hard. But there are lots of little symbols and things that just won't be included in the standard kit.
Yeah.
Wayne Harwood says he's doing decals right now. Well, you shouldn't be. You should be concentrating on us.
Yeah,
that's right, and just watch us and do the decals later.
Yeah, don't blame us if the decals are upside down after you've finished.
Yeah.
There's no comeback. We hold no responsibility.
I mean, there will be, like, you know, third-party aftermarket decals and things like that, but they're not going to be as good as the real thing. No. So the first port of call will be to contact MPC and say, is there any way I can get these decal sheets? Because I don't think they've released them.
Yeah, I think that's the reason it was a special edition, and you pay the extra premium for it being a special edition.
Well,
but it goes on to ask: have you any plans to build the cargo pod version?
No, I don't want to build one up. I don't tend to build a model once I've built that model. It'd have to be something exceptionally incredible for me to go back and make the same model again. I only built 2 7C U-boats because somebody paid me to make the second one. But once I've built the model, the thing with me is I don't enjoy the building process. I enjoy the painting and weathering process. I don't enjoy the building process as much. So when I'm making a model, if I know how it's going to go together and I've built, like, you know, that kind of model before, I can get quite bored. This is why I've kind of burnt out on Gunpla a bit, because it's always the same assembly. So I've, you know, taken a break from those. But when it's a model that you've never built before and it's a new experience, it's kind of a learning experience. So you're like, oh, that's good. I like this. I like how that fits together. It's really well engineered. And that keeps you going. That keeps me going through the build process. If I've already built one of them, I kind of have no desire to do it again, because I know what the shortcomings are. I know how to do it all. There's no excitement to be had. I just get bored through the building process. So,
but you did quite like that build, so you might want to build one for yourself.
I would love one for myself, but I know I've got nowhere to put it. But yeah, I would love one for myself. But again, I know I'd get bored of it, just because I've already done it and there's nothing new for me in the build. I'm like that.
Spittigate says he's doing descales. He's giving his espresso machine a sprinkling.
Oh, well, yeah.
So it's like decals, but different.
Yeah.
John Byer says he's the opposite. He's built 83 Spitfires. Blimey, Riley.
Yeah, how many's too many?
Never.
You build a squadron for yourself. And have you got them all in the same colour or paint different colours?
Should I carry on with the email questions?
Are there more of them? Yeah. Well, while we're drifting back to the food, Lord Berkeley III said you could make an edible model and use icing as the snow, and then you can eat it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can I just do the eating bit and not the making bit then?
Yeah, don't forget.
I wanted to have to make it before you can eat it.
Pancake day tomorrow. Anybody into pancakes?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Shrove Tuesday.
For us Brits, anyway. I don't know about the Americans and the Russians.
Well, the Americans have pancakes every day.
Yeah, they have breakfast.
I hate to say this, but they have proper pancakes. They have savoury pancakes and big, thick pancakes. My brother lives in Tennessee, and he once sent me a pack of Aunt Jemima's pancake mix, as well as a box of Aunt Jemima's hominy grits. And I got to tell you, big, thick American pancakes, pretty good.
Yeah, the address for sending Aunt Jemima's pancakes are to Ted at... Yeah, I've never tried Aunt Jemima's, but yeah. So, not that begging. Tony Black said he saw somebody who made an icing sugar Concord using the model as a guide.
It tasted fantastic.
Yeah, well, yeah, but high as a kite for the week.
David says Pancake Day. I can't wait. But
Yeah.
you know, you're allowed to have pancakes throughout the rest of the year. You don't actually have to wait till Tuesday.
Do you toss or do you flip?
It's the same thing, isn't it?
No,
toss is where you just flip it straight up. A flip is where you kind of slide it up the side of the saucepan and go up the whatever. And
yeah, no, I was thinking with a spatula, you just turn it over.
That's turning it. That's boring. You've got to actually do the.
You've got to do the haji, and then you've got to lose at least.
And then wait for it to come down off the ceiling.
Yeah, you've got to get one at least in the extractor fan for the grill. Oh. Or that falls off and lands on the heated element and just goes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, I just realised what we could have started there with do you toss or do you flip?
Yes.
No, we didn't start anything there. That was nothing.
Yes.
Donald McKenzie asked earlier, talking about kits for beginners, any recommendations for kits to get his daughter interested? He's made her a pink BB-8 and a pink and purple camo Stormtrooper. I think there's certain Star Wars theme there, but any recommendations for girl kits?
No, I'm sure that people must look in when I'm preparing the what's in store because there's a lot of stuff tonight that's sort of kids value stuff that you can have a look at, and I'll show you how to find it as well. So we'll have a look at what's in store shortly. Yeah.
Sergeant Bones says that does it. Going to make some pancakes now. That's his mistake.
He mentioned food, and everybody leaves. Yeah. Everybody gets hungry and they leave.
Sweet pancakes and maple syrup. Michael Jackman says.
So when you come back, Sergeant Bones, bring us some pancakes with you.
Yeah, they might be cold by the time they get here, but that's fine.
Tony Black, says there's a town in Kansas that holds a pancake race on Shrove Tuesday. Yeah, so the Americans have their tradition as well. Yeah. Awesome.
Just in competition with a small English town. So
just going back to the question about kits for his daughter, do look up the Bandai stuff. Yeah. If she likes the Star Wars kits, they're obviously Bandai. So if she likes the Bandai stuff, it's all snap fit. You can have fun painting it. Look at some of the Bandai stuff. Somebody in the chat mentioned a Bear Guy kit. Just have a look at some of the simpler gunplay. If she's young, they have a load of stuff that girls can build just as well as boys, and it's good fun. Not particularly. It's not like building a proper glue kit. So
yeah, there's quite a lot of snap together kits out there as well. That if she doesn't want to go down that way, does he say how old his daughter is?
He didn't say that. I didn't see that he said in there, but no. Dave Barker says the Revel Easy kits are great for kids.
Yeah, and there's the Airfix quick builds as well. Yeah, there's this stuff as well. I don't know if she's into this sort of thing. My granddaughter's just built that. Brilliant kit. Nice
quick build. Yeah. Oh, she's 6 years old apparently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So ideal. Any of that.
Yeah.
Extra points because she's building Star Wars stuff and not into like all the Disney princess nonsense.
Good. Although that might be more of him building the Star Wars stuff.
Well, yeah.
Still get points, but
yeah. Look, daughter, look at the kit I bought you. I bought you Millennium Falcon
in pink. You knew that was from Star Wars. Well done, Ted.
I know, Ted's a thing.
Yeah, I'm getting clued up. You know, I'm doing my homework. You think I just sleep in the workshop until the next live stream? But I'm doing research all the time.
Yeah, occasionally he wakes up and turns over and goes back to sleep.
Yeah.
Not all sleep.
What was that noise?
A Sprue Glue Addict asks, if you could appear in one episode of Mr. Ben, which one would it be?
I don't remember any episodes of Mr. Ben.
I know. Trout and Chard says astronaut Mr. Ben.
And a shopkeeper.
Or the dragon one. The shopkeeper's in all of them. That doesn't care. He just appears by magic.
I don't remember any specific episodes of Mr. Ben, so...
No, they all did something. Definitely there was an astronaut. And
I remember him like that with the astronaut suit.
Yeah. There were probably only 4 episodes of it, and we just remember there being hundreds.
Rose tinted glasses of old age.
Yeah, Seymour Bobbiton said a pirate one. Yeah, I think I could be a pirate.
Well, you're basically a pirate already, aren't you?
Yeah. We shall see water in the blood.
Vast behind.
Are we hotties?
Apparently, the daughter did help with the BB-8 and the Stormtrooper, so it's not just him. And Trout and Charles says there were 13 episodes. He thinks.
Okay,
sounds about right.
Matthew Birtle says Apache Indian, Mr. Ben. I didn't like the Cowboys and Indians. I was never into Cowboys and Indians.
It bored me when I was a kid.
Yeah, no.
We got any more email questions, Tedward?
Oh, yeah. One from Jamie Bone. Hi, Ted, Fox, and Chris. He has got the right way around. I've recently bought the Tacom 135 FV432 and was asking what's the best way to paint the Berlin Brigade camouflage. That's the one that Tony did. And is there any crew figures to add to the vehicle? First part of the question is painting the brigade, the Berlin camouflage scheme slowly, with patience. Tony's did it on his Chieftain tank in his recent video build. Go have a look, see how he did it.
Yeah, it's an eModels build. There's actually a playlist up. Just go into the eModels YouTube page and playlists.
Yeah, have a look in there. And is there any crew figures to add to the vehicles? I'm not sure about that. I don't think that specific vehicle, but I'm sure you can find crew figures in 135 that you could either use straight out of the box or you could quite easily adapt. Just have a look on eModels and see what you can find from there.
There are sort of modern armor vehicle sets and things at eModels.
Yeah,
there's quite a lot of figure sets at eModels, all different things, but I think they've got some modern sort of armored vehicle type crew type figure things.
Yeah,
I can't mention one specifically, but
I don't think you'll find there's any. I don't think you find any difficulty in finding something 135th scale. 132nd will do. Yeah. So that'll do. Yep. Next one. From Dave, where's the rub gone back? What's the smallest model or part count you've built or contemplated building?
I built that.
Oh, that's tiny.
I think it's got 6 bits.
Yay. I've still got one in a box up there.
Well, yeah, I think it's exactly the same one. I think there's 6 bits to it. There's like a base, a top, a turret, and 2 wheels. So yeah, it's 1/4 scale, obviously. So
yeah, mine's easy. Mine are just like any Warhammer dude because there's like 4 parts and they're that big. So that's the smallest things I've ever made in terms of a standalone kit. I've had little figures of kits, but they're in kits, whereas these are just like a kit of 4 dudes. So yeah, those things.
Ted's is the U-boat.
Yes, it's the smallest thing he's ever made.
Yeah, that's the largest one I've done.
In fact, that's probably the smallest boat you've actually ever made, Ted, looking at your other boats.
Yeah, it probably is actually. I know the destroyer, the frigate that I built, that was about 4 foot long. Not necessarily the heaviest. Some of them were, the heaviest was a tug. That had quite a few pounds worth of weight in it. It was old car batteries and things that went into that. The smallest, I don't think I've ever built anything smaller than about 1/72nd. I think there it is. Panzer IV.
Yes, twice the size of mine.
So that's about the smallest I've built. Or I didn't build that either. No, I didn't build that one. Yep. Yeah, so that's the smallest I think I've ever built. There's some part counts. Part count, the largest obviously has to be the submarine. There's thousands of parts in that one.
Philip Rhodes says, read somewhere that instead of giving your model a gloss coat before applying decals, you can lightly sand the model with 6,000 grit paper to reduce the silvering. Has anyone tried this? Why would you not just gloss it?
People have been saying that in the chat that it just seems like a lot of effort for doing that, and yeah, especially if there's small details, sanding around everything's going to be a right pain, isn't it?
Yeah, imagine you're building a Millennium Falcon or anything with lots of sticky up detail. You just gloss it. It's just, unless you're making like a sphere, which would be easy to sand, just gloss it.
Yeah, gloss it. I don't know. I don't know how this is working out, but I've got a pledge question. Well, not a question, more of a bit of a statement, really, or a finding from Adrian David about pledge. He's been looking around for pledge. You'll have to excuse me while I paraphrase this a little bit.
Gareth Redford's just done a super chat of £2 to help towards Ted's new chair fund. Gareth. Kaplunk.
Play with it. It's not going to go back up again, is it? It's going to next week we'll be sitting on phone books.
Yeah, I'll have to get some blocks of wood to jack this, chock it up. Anyway, Adrian and David went to Sainsbury's to find the correct bottle. After a chat with the supervisor, I do have the same bottle that I sent him, which is this one. He has 224 shine. No, it isn't. This is the ordinary pledge.
That's the multi-surface wax, yeah.
That's multi-surface wax.
Yep.
Johnson, he was told by the supervisor, because the supervisors in supermarkets, they know everything. Johnson, the company that makes it, have changed the name on the label. They've changed the label to blue, give it a smell and a milky colour, therefore changing the content in the bottle. As he's new to using this product, he's testing the pledge on some plastic painted matte and aluminium to see the results. But he just thought that we should be clued up that it's now, and he sent me a picture. Or if I can get it now. Open. Phone. Right. And he has now this polish. Can you see that?
You'll have to read it out to us because it won't show up and your phone goes sideways.
Yeah, phone's gone sideways. There it is. Yeah, it's pledge. It's pledge in a blue bottle. Is it the same stuff?
What's it called?
Does it look like that? Pledge polish, it says.
That's it.
I got one of them. That's what I use, and yes, it works quite well. This one was actually given to me by Paul. That's why he's put 2.01 times more shine on the bottle. So
I did actually mail SC Johnson to ask them, because you all guys all know I use the Pledge Floor Care Finish 2 times more shine, and I asked them because the UK version was always Pledge Multi-Surface Wax, and I mailed them and said, right, can you just tell me, like, what the hell is this thing called in the UK? Because nobody knows what it is, and you've got 15 different names, 35 different products, and they're all different things. And they said to me that, yes, Floor Care Finish is the US version. It's North America only, and that's it. You can't get anywhere else. And the UK version is still, apparently, Pledge Multi-Surface Wax. But they did say it's not made by us, it's made by Johnson, which is part of SC Johnson, so I don't understand. So that new stuff must be, I don't know, maybe it's right. You just need to make sure it doesn't say anything like cleans and or cleaner in the title, because if it says cleaner or cleans, then you've got a product that will take your paint off. Not
So therefore, yeah, there's therefore there from Adrian, there's 2 different looking bottles that does the same job.
It's very.
Adrian David says, "Have you heard of a ship in a bottle that Chris should do a tank in a bottle?" I don't know about a tank in a bottle.
There's nothing you can fold down.
Paint it when it's in the bottle anyway, because you can't get the paint brushes down the neck. So,
no, that could be done. Yeah, that's your mission. Should you wish to accept it.
Beyond Hope says, question: following the success of SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket and its increased public interest, would you expect to see model companies jump on the hype and release more real space subjects? Probably not.
There are already quite a lot in there.
Yeah, it's.
I must be the only person in the world that didn't know anything about this space rocket.
You don't know that took a car up into orbit.
It wasn't until I was just sitting asleep in the workshop and my phone pinged, and it was a link from my son to this heavy rocket takeoff. I thought, what's all this about? So apparently it was some guy who shot his car into space, because he can.
Some guy, I like that.
Yeah.
Some bloke off his state.
Yeah, and the next thing, what I did find quite impressive was when the booster rockets landed.
That was quite impressive. Within 100 milliseconds of each other or something stupid.
Yeah, that was really brilliant. It was real sort of sci-fi stuff, that was. But as for the rest of it, I'm afraid I don't know anything about it really. But
I don't think we'll see more manufacturers jumping up though, because you've kind of got the shuttle, which was iconic, and there's a few different manufacturers that make shuttles. But other than that, there's not a lot of stuff apart from the iconic Saturn V.
Yeah, I'm going to say I've got a Saturn V to do.
Yeah, there's not a lot of stuff you'd really want to build a model of. It's just tubes. Would you really want to build a model of the Falcon Heavy? It's not that exciting.
No, it's a different. It's not quite a tube with the fins on it, is it?
No, but I'm thinking from the model company's thing of we need to sell 100,000 of these to make our money back.
Yeah,
probably not going to sell. A shuttle will sell, but because a shuttle's kind of an interesting design, it's iconic. But a rocket, that's why I can't think of a manufacturer that makes Ariane rockets. They're kind of one of the most common ones. There's no models of the ISS, I don't think, but that'd be a nightmare. But I don't think they will, not until exciting stuff happens.
Yeah,
like
Gladster says he'd like to make a lunar rover, but the kit he wants isn't made anymore.
No, yeah, there's nothing. Although space is exciting, we're not in the middle of a space race. And until someone launches, until some private company or Boeing launches their space plane, which has been in the works for a billion years, until you start getting things like that, which starts to be fun to build, I don't think people are going to be falling over themselves to make models of rockets, because I think they just have limited appeal to builders because they are basically just tubes.
Steve's shed scale model says you could say the same about submarines.
Yeah,
they are just tubes. But...
yeah, there's a bit more romance and stuff. I mean, vintage submarines definitely,
but they're all basically the same, aren't they?
Yeah, but I think modern submarines definitely, because they are just black tubes. So I don't know, but I think rockets. I don't think there's anything in there really that people want to go out and make a model of right now. There'd be nothing that a manufacturer would see people chomping at the bit to build, is what I'm saying. Everybody at some point builds a shuttle because it's iconic. It's the last time America had a great space.
I think back in the 60s and 70s, everybody built a Saturn rocket. There was Saturn rocket kits from Airfix, such that everybody was building because it was the thing of the moment. Whereas now there's rockets going off all the time. Like you said, the Ariane rockets, rockets taking satellites into space sort of daily, weekly.
Well, yeah, don't forget, in the days of Apollo, space exploration was exciting. The reason Apollo finished was because the public got bored, because it was just more people on the moon, and then people were saying, why are we spending all this money? The space race fizzled out. Since then, apart from the shuttle, which was like, yeah, this is brilliant, the public at large don't have a great excitement for anything to do with space because it's just not exciting to the masses.
To be fair, there is a genre out there for space rockets.
Yeah.
Not Star Wars, but Earth space rockets. And if they want it, they will build it. It wouldn't be too hard to probably scratch build. So you go to Telford next year, and you will see a special interest group there building rockets. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm sure you'll find lots of small garage kit manufacturers, and the resin kits and things, and the vacuum form kits and things. The companies that make really small runs, because it's going to be right now. I think it would be such a niche thing. I say there's just nothing out there that really excites the public's imagination about it.
Yeah, Beyond Hope says Revel did the ISS in 1/144 scale. That'd be quite interesting to build, but he said did, so I don't think they do it anymore.
No, I mean, think about it. This is how disaffected the public have become. We have a space station that's been up there for 20 odd years. It's there permanently. It's in space. It floats above the Earth. How cool is that? And yet most people are like,
yeah,
because it's just become routine. It's boring. Until people land on Mars, or maybe on the moon again, the public just aren't going to get excited over space. They'll just say, how much is this costing? I mean, I love it. I love technology space, so I'm in the bedazzle. I'd love kits of things like that, but 95% of the public are like, you can spend that on schools.
Yeah.
Even though the budget is like 1/10 of a cent or something for NASA. So
move on.
We're doing the old man thing and ranting, aren't we?
Yeah,
my lawn when I was a kid, it was all exciting.
In my day, we just let the blue touch paper and off it went. Dave, another question from Dave Barker. Flop.
Pardon?
He's seen a few. He's planning to build. Hang on. Evening, Ted and Chris and Fox. I'm enjoying building shiny cars, building shiny rally cars, and he's toying with the idea of doing a 1970s to 80s road car. Yeah, the Capri or the Cortina or the Nissan Cherry. Yeah. How would you go about doing a vinyl roof on an Escort or Capri? And how would you do about the carpeting inside? Good one. What do you think about doing a vinyl roof on a Capri? I probably think some proper vinyl decal, not a decal, proper vinyl, shrink vinyl might do the job.
You probably can actually get textured vinyl. adhesive vinyl that you could put on. It's getting that texture to it there, I think, is the critical thing. I don't know if there must be something that makes that kind of...
Yeah, depending on the scale, whether or not you'd see it or just have it represented. So I think the good old Blue Peter sticky back plastic might be a little bit too thick.
Yeah. Or even just a matte black with a very slight satin varnish over it to give that slight muscle car look to the... But I imagine that's black painted, though, it's not vinyl. So I've seen somebody do flock interior.
Yeah.
I can't remember how they did it. I think they basically sprayed a surface with spray adhesive, masked everything off, and then put their flocking. It was some specific kind of flocking that gave to scale.
Dave does go on to say he's seen a few video tubes of people using Umbro black enamel and then applying a dark grey flock while the paint's still wet, and that gives us sort of idea. Yeah, that's what I thought of, flock type effect.
Yeah, that would work, or a matte varnish or a gloss varnish, as long as it's, or even just coat it in PVA glue. That wouldn't be smooth.
Yeah,
but it's the scale. You'd have to make sure the flock wasn't big.
As for the vinyl roof, just going back to the vinyl roof, there might be something out there from the model building car guys who actually know of a specific product.
Spitty Kate says he's seen a few people using masking tape painted to make vinyl roofs.
Oh yeah, that would work.
So the texture of that might be about right for scale. Yeah,
that'd be good.
Because I suppose the thing is, if you look at a vinyl roof, it has joins down the middle where the pieces of vinyl are separate. Normally where there's chrome trim, so you could get away with that.
Yeah. Yeah, they were always. I was going to swear that they were always a swine to clean vinyl roofs, weren't they? They always, they went grey. Yeah, horrible. Alan's there says micro bubbles on the roof. I know that Alan's a shiny car builder, so maybe he doesn't.
If anybody's going to have done any kind of vinyl.
Right.
Right, I need to do some breaking news. I need to go for a wee.
All right.
I've tried my best.
Right. Hurry back. In the meantime,
we're in the water while we've been. So I shall mute my microphone.
Don't take it with you yet.
Yeah. Wash your hands.
We can still hear him. Does he know you can still hear him?
Yeah. Hurry. Yeah. I've got to move up again. Hang on. How can you get a pass out? How could he get away while we're in the middle of a live stream?
I don't know. I think did we not remind him to go before we started? That might be it.
I strapped the bag to his leg so he didn't need to lead the stream. Right. Hi. Right. I'll do another question while Fox is away. From Mr. He's from Scruffy Pup. Hi, Chris. Oh, you came first this time.
Yeah, I'm getting first quite a lot. I like this.
Yeah, you're moving up the rankings. Hi, Chris, Ted and Fox. Can we expect to see any more of Ant's 144th space shuttle? It's been a while since his last update. Also, will Tony be doing any more builds for eModels? I'd love to informal approach to the live stream. Yeah, I do know that for Ant, he's been quite busy lately.
With life,
really. Tends to get in the way of time at the bench. I know he's recently got married. Congratulations to him on that. Birthdays and things.
Adrian David says we can talk about Fox while he's gone back.
Yeah. We're just trying to explain the disappearance of Ant and Tony from the live streams. Well, not from the live streams, from the videos. We were saying that Ant's been tremendously busy lately with weddings and getting married and things like that, and a puppy.
Yes, there is a puppy.
There's a puppy. There's a puppy joined the family, so he's having all his time taking up trying to stop it chewing his leg, and things like that. As for Tony's really busy with work. And he's got lots of other things going on in his life as well. But I know he is building something else for eModels at the moment. He's probably doing it like he did the tank. He's doing it all in one shot, and then he'll post the videos up once it's all done. So, yeah, the guys are still around. They're still with us. We're still in touch with them. So, yeah, they're out there somewhere.
Yeah, Tony, I mean, most of the viewers probably know, but Tony works for the NHS. So you can imagine in terms of how much time he has free. So...
Philip Rhodes has just asked me when am I going to finish my tugboat, the both of them. I will. I sort of lost my mojo when I started trying to think about how I'm going to do the diorama with some water effects in it. So I started playing around with water, which I'm still playing around with. But the problem with these water is you can only play around with it a bit, then you have to wait for ages for it to dry. So I've got lots of little test bits of different colours and different materials trying to make some water effects out of it. So the build of the boat is sort of on the back burner while I'm trying to figure out that. I will do a bit more of that, but I got distracted by doing the Falcon as well, and now I've got this big thing to do for the, them upstairs. So it's still here. It's sitting here. They're both sitting here exactly as it was. The next bit's going to be the main sort of cabin tower thing. It's coming, just not quite yet.
Trot Chard says hello, Fox's mum.
Hello, Fox's
there's
mum.
been a bit of talking there. They said that your mum should stand in when you went for a wee.
All right, really?
Yeah, a body double. You should put one of them false beards on.
Fake beards on.
Fake beards. All my own, baby. All my own, this one. I need to go to my little Turkish barber again and get him to sort the size out. And
when you got the Turkish barber, you get assaulted, don't you?
No, I get a nice cup of Turkish tea.
Yeah, you get a
Tiny
towel
glass
for
cup with
it, yeah.
Michael Jackman's pizza's arrived.
Oh, well, I think Sergeant Bowes did say earlier on that if anybody's local to him, where he lives in Germany, they can come and get some pancakes.
Right. Right, a really silly question.
I've just heard myself downstairs. Mum will be here in a minute.
A silly question time of the night, once again, from Mr. Barker. I tell you, if you send me your questions via email, there's a good chance you'd get them read out, all of them.
Yeah. And we do take questions on anything, not just model making. We'll take silly questions.
And also your questions,
producers.
The sticker questions.
I'm being interfered with from the side again.
Is that a boom mic?
It's Ken Dodd again.
Oh, madam.
Is that your boom microphone coming in from the side? Is it? You're on a fire, you're a sound man.
I'm getting covered in spiders and dust here. No, I need dusting.
Right. Question to pass on to Professor Ted Teddington. Professor Tedward McSkipperton. I'm watching a program on Discovery about how the Andromeda Galaxy is on a collision course with the Milky Way galaxy in about 1 million years' time. See, we're back to space again, aren't we?
Actually,
space.
It seems like we've planned this, and one question flows into another one, and one topic flows.
It's like we planned it.
So when this galaxy collides in 1 million years' time, as both galaxies have supermassive black holes, was that Muse? It was, wasn't it? Muse, supermassive black hole. I see.
Wait, you know popular beat combos, and I don't.
Yeah, supermassive black hole.
But he's had this email for hours. He's probably done some research.
I was sitting there thinking, Muse. What's something about Muse? And I was like, oh, is it a band? Oh, wow.
It's banned. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I bet our email view, I bet our live stream viewers know about Muse and supermassive black hole.
I don't.
Yeah.
If it's anything after ELO, I haven't got a clue about bands. So.
I only got into it because my sub liked it. Anyway, when these two supermassive black holes collide, will the gravity have an effect on Tamiya's extra thin? And should we start planning ahead and using super extra strong glue? Discuss.
Beyond Hope just says, Dave, panic. You can see the Andromeda Galaxy from your back garden. It's closer than you think.
Yeah, and don't look at it in a mirror because then it'll look twice as big. It's actually about 5 billion years, I think.
Right. So it's a good time for the glue to go off then and really grab.
Yeah, so I think by then you'll have only got halfway through your pot of glue. So
yeah, but I do think that if you've used super glue, it's going to be a sudden impact and a shatter and all the bits will fall off.
Yeah, because when the two black holes collide and you get a massive gravitational wave and all that, obviously, very intense radiation coming out because kaboom, your super glue is just going to go.
The gravitational waves aren't going to go out because they're black holes. So they're not going to go anywhere. They're going to come back in.
How do you think we detected the collision of two black holes recently?
By the things that we can't see.
No, by the gravitational waves.
No.
Because there's the black hole, but there's still stuff on the outside of the event horizon that gets thrown out. There's always the gravitational effect outside the event horizon.
Lord Barclay III says, my wife will probably say it's my fault it happened because he bought another model.
Yes. Man, she'd be right.
Yeah. yeah. It's always our fault, guys. Yeah, if it happens, it's our fault.
Yeah,
Ted's fault.
As the kitchen floods, my fault.
Yeah,
that was your fault. You touched the thing.
Yeah. You did actually touch a thing, Ted. You did do some discombobulation of a dishwasher, and then it all went wrong.
Yeah.
Question from Adrian David: what did you guys eat for dinner, and will you have a snack after the blog? I had some sugar puffs. Lots of sugar puffs.
I had turkey chowder soup.
Wow, really? What?
From Christmas.
I thought chowder was always fish-based. Like clam.
I had some steak and chips.
Will we snack after the blog? Yes.
Yeah. Chocolate, probably.
Always snacking.
I definitely will, because I only had sugar puffs. I was being lazy. I'm like, I've got a curry available to go, but I'll just have an enormous bowl of sugar puffs because they're just there now in the bowl. So
I just read Trot and Chad's comment there.
Trout and Chard says it's time to start building the 1/1 scale Falcon to escape the collision. Fox can do the first half dozen parts. Then it's up to the rest of us to finish off.
Why, Yoda? Did you notice, by the way, those people who follow my channel, did they notice that I did the big, massive Unicorn Gundam in 6 episodes? I think. Did I? Yes.
My Falcon, I've done 5 episodes so far, and the 6th episode is going to be the painting, and then that'll be finished. So I don't know what took this along with 6 episodes.
Only 6 episodes, and that was finished.
Yeah, I don't know what
you do 6 episodes. And somebody said to me, "Are you going to do any weathering on it?" No, because that would take me over 6 episodes.
I think you can only count to 6.
Yeah,
that might be the problem.
The thing is, it's a keyboard. It's like my phone. His keyboard only goes up to 6, so he couldn't put episode 7 because he can't put 7 unless he types it full 7.
Somebody, I think Chris or Ted asked me the day, does Fox know what number comes after 6? And I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sadness. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Another question before we go over what's in store.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gradually going out of focus as well as thinking.
Edging away into focus.
Actually, I've just a question in chat that I'll ask as well if it's not this one. Just before we do that.
Go on then.
No, you do yours first.
What?
Whatever question you're going to ask.
What are we up to?
You're going to ask a question.
You just said you.
No. Is there any more questions before we go?
Oh, right, okay.
I thought I got the impression that there was one you were just going to ask.
Yes. I thought you were. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I've run out of questions on the emails now.
Okay.
So unless anybody wants to send one to ted@eModels.co.uk.
Yes. Sprue Addict says, question, can you use clean spirit to clean airbrushes? I don't know what clean spirit is.
No.
But it depends what you paint with and on your airbrush. If you just use acrylic paints, normal acrylic paints, and that's all you ever put through your airbrush, you can clean it with airbrush cleaner. You can get specific airbrush cleaners from UOP and Vallejo and Madeira and others. You can clean it with isopropyl alcohol if it's a solvent-safe airbrush, which is also rubbing alcohol. And that's all you need. Or you can just use the thinners that you use for your paint as well. If you use oil paints or not oil paints really, but if you should happen to use thin down oil paints or enamels, then you can use again the thinners that you use to thin them down. So it's mineral spirits, white spirits, terps, anything like that. If you're going to spray enamels and acrylics and lacquers, you need to make sure your airbrush is solvent safe, because the thinners you use and the stuff used to clean your airbrush will damage a non-solvent safe airbrush. So really, normally it's just either dedicated airbrush cleaning products, which are fine, or the thinners you use for that particular kind of paint. So I don't know what clean spirit is.
Yeah, I think it's probably just a typo.
While we're on airbrushes, there was a question earlier from Gary Jessup. Can you recommend a good starter airbrush?
Right. Yeah.
How much do you want to spend?
Yeah. I wouldn't start at the super cheapy start at the Chinese copies. I would buy the best you could afford of a named brand. Yeah. I'd take it from there.
Yeah. Stick to things like Badger, Iwata, Sparmax. Can't think of the other ones now. Yeah. Don't go in, like Ted says, don't go to the top of the market, because I've always said, and I've said this before on streams, learning to airbrush is an unusual experience. It's an unusual learning curve because it's very steep, but very short. There's a lot to learn, but it doesn't take long to learn it and get. It's all about getting confident. So if you go and buy a really crappy thing off eBay or somewhere that costs you a fiver with a compressor, and it's some nasty Chinese knockoff type airbrush, it may hamper your learning experience because it's going to put obstacles in your way to learning that you may not understand. Like if the nozzle and the needle don't quite line up just right, you'll think you're doing badly, but you won't be. It'll be that your brush is terrible. So I would say invest a bit of money. You can get anything from 30 quid upwards. You can get a decent brush, let's say Badger, Iwata, Sparmax, the big names, and get confident. And when you're confident and you're happy you know what you're doing, then you can start looking at some of the higher end brushes like your Harder and Steenbeck. You don't need to go ridiculously expensive, but don't go ridiculously cheap, because you may get a good brush. Chances are you'll get a piece of crap that doesn't work very well and it's like trying to drive in a car with a wheel missing. You're not going to learn how to drive and you're not going to enjoy it, and you're probably never going to get in a car again. So don't hobble yourself. I use the Iwata Neo. This is the trigger version, but there's also a button version. I love it. It's great, and it's not super expensive. There are cheaper brushes if you're just starting out, like the Badgers, and have a look at what eModels have got. They've got some other Iwatas in there. But yeah, just don't go expensive and don't go super cheap. You're not going to do yourself any favors.
Yeah, because you'll have a bad experience. You throw it down, you won't want to do it again. So that's it.
If you do have any issues with your hands, so for example, I can't bend the ends of my fingers, and because of that, when I'm gripping things, my hands can get quite tired. I find that much better than doing that, because I can't bend the end of my fingers. That becomes a strain for my hand to get my finger on the button. So if you have any mobility issues in your hands, say arthritis, like me, you can't bend the ends. I don't know what that's called. It's really annoying, but I don't know what it's called. Or anything where you've got limited movement in your hands, you may not find that is a comfortable position. You may find a trigger easier. So just keep that in mind. That makes spraying a lot easier for me because I'm not doing this.
Sprue Blue Addict said clean spirits are eco-friendly white spirits.
They'd probably be fine, but I wouldn't know what's been taken out of them, so I'd say probably don't bother. Just use. You don't need to use white spirits unless you're painting with enamels or lacquers or theoretically oils. You can clean your airbrush with white spirits, but you don't need to. Most airbrush cleaners can be fine. I have some isopropyl alcohol, which is the strongest thing I use in my airbrush, and that's fine for pretty much any kind of paint. It's a really, really strong solvent, so if you've got enamels or anything else, it will just clean it out. If I'm using this airbrush, this is one of the older ones, so it might not be solvent safe, so I don't put isopropyl alcohol through this, but I use all my airbrush cleaners and normal acrylic thinners. But my strong isopropyl alcohol I don't put through this. If I'm using my Water Revolution, whatever paint I use, I just clean it with isopropyl alcohol because it's the strongest thing I can put through it. So yeah, clean spirit sounds like some kind of mineral spirits, which is like anything derived from, well, like turpentine things. No, not turpentine. Mineral spirits are things petroleum based. So I don't know. I don't know what's taken out of it, so I wouldn't risk it. It's probably fine, but I wouldn't. Just get yourself a bottle of isopropyl alcohol or some mineral spirits, or in the US it's called 99% rubbing alcohol. It's all the same stuff.
Dave said he knows what this thing is. He says it's your finger.
Hey! Shrimp.
On that note, let's go and have a look at what's in store.
Yes.
Yes. Right. I've got to do it in the set routine, haven't we? Lock it on me. Screen share. Share. Ooh.
Tony Black says turpentine is tree based. Yes, turpentine comes from the pine tree. Mineral spirits are everything except turpentine.
Right. Yeah. Can you see that? Are we sharing?
Yes, but you're tiny on my screen, so I can't see what you're asking.
Right. Yeah. Never mind. Never mind.
I can't see the chat now, so it's up to Chris completely.
I can't see the chat either.
No, I can't see the chat. They'll be all right on their own. It's fine.
We're all rubbish.
Yeah, right. What we're going to do this week, what's in store, we're going to have a look at kits for under 15 quid. So, yeah, you don't have to spend a fortune to have fun building models. For 15 quid, there are, how many's on here? Thousands of stuff. Thousands of stuff.
You do realise, Ted, that when you said you don't have to spend a fortune, Pete just dropped his gin.
Yeah, but look how much look what you can get for under 15 quid. Now then, if you go to the eModels website and you go onto the plastic model kits page, you can actually put in down the side here. You can actually put in your budget. There's a slidey scale here, so you can go all the way down. I think I did look before, and I think the most expensive
96.
That's Dora.
Yeah, I think the most expensive kit that they had in the store, or they had this afternoon, was about £1,200, which was the Tamiya 1/16 scale, fully radio-controlled Abrams tank. So what you can do, you can slide this down until you get to your budget. So you can we've got all the way down to £9. Well, we've got lower than that, £0. Yeah, just slide it to your own budget, so it filters everything out for you. So that's how you can sort of, if you say you're gonna a gift voucher or something from eModels.
Go on, Ted. I want to see this £1,000 Abrams tank now.
I wonder if they sold it, because it's not there now. It only goes up to 596.
Oh, they must have done then.
Yeah. So
Spidik does say in chat, "Woohoo party! No one's watching." I was joking. I'm still watching you. I'm especially watching you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so oh, there it is. We can go to 1,125 quid. There it is. The Tamiya 1/16 radio controlled US MA1A2 Abrams full option kit. Let's have a look at it.
And that's dropped from 1,250.
You said you're going to do cheap ones.
Yeah, well, we're going to start with a palette cleanser.
Yeah, we're going to have a look. This is the most expensive kit they've got in a store.
How big is that? A 1/16 scale Abrams.
1/16
That's going to be incredible.
Going to be massive. Wow. Yeah.
I mean, you know how big a 1/16 scale figure is. So.
Yeah. That's a box art. 1/16 radio control tank.
That's just
show you what's in the box. Die-cast metal drive sprockets. Yeah, this is the one with the die-cast hull, isn't it? Sorry, with the
aluminium gun barrel.
Aluminium. Yeah, I think it's got the aluminium hull as well. Gun barrel control system, is that in it as well?
Terry at Smooth's Workshop says he'll have 3 of them.
Yeah. Drive tray, yeah. It's got pre-assembled tracks. Yay! You don't have to put them all together. Yeah.
You paying that kind of money, you don't want to be building tracks.
So that's probably 800 quid of the price of the guy for building the tracks.
I think the price of this model, I think they send James along with it to build it for you.
Yeah, and I know they do actually sell that as just a plastic kit with nothing in it.
Yeah,
but then I mean, I'm assuming it's got the wibbly gun and the pushy pulley gun thing going on. Wow, that'd be incredible. Get yourself some 1/16 scale tank crew as well. Wow.
It's maybe not James that comes to build it. It's maybe a little Chinaman that comes around, a little man from Japan that comes around to build it for you.
Sprue Glue Addict is asking if this is this week's giveaway.
Yeah.
I suspect not.
Sound effects, though. Everything's there.
Yeah. Got a couple of little speakers on there.
Yeah. Drivetrain, all the motors.
Wow.
It's going to be yes. Dear Santa, please can I have...
Now, as we always say, it may sound a bit ridiculous to say this, but we say this on every stream. If you're looking at this and thinking, just do it now, because you can guarantee if somebody else... We did this with the Dora kit, which is 500 quid kit, and that sold out like that night during the program. So if you are having a thought about it, if this is, giving you the fizz and you're thinking, you know what, remote control tank that's about 17 feet long, I would go and get it, because
you're probably not the only one thinking that.
Yeah, and I don't know how many of these they have in stock, but
it's not going to be lots.
You don't want sadness, so
slap it in your basket.
Slap it in your basket.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's that one. Yeah.
Anyway, back to the actual thing.
Anyway, back to what we were really going to do. We were going to have a look at kits for under 15 quid, and there is a huge. You can see them all along the top here. There's a huge option of what's available, and there's some, most of it, it's going to be 1/72 scale, that sort of small type stuff, but still, people build 1/72 scale and they enjoy it, and some great models are turned out by the people. But
that's 1/48 scale.
This is 1/48, yeah. But for £9.49, a Japanese fighter plane, and as we know, you can weather the hell out of these, because I think the paint was... just sort of as an afterthought. It sort of fell off on the first flight. So
yeah, they didn't prime their planes towards the end of the war. They didn't bother with primer at all. They just put the paint straight on the metal, which is why they always look so chipped.
Before we go too far, Michael Jackman said he always wanted a Tamiya RC tank kit, and he's been waiting for 40 years, and every year the price goes up. It's only going to keep going up.
Yeah, so if you don't buy it now...
If you buy it now, you'll be saving on what it would cost you next year.
Yeah, if you buy it now, there may be consequences, but there'll be less consequences than if you buy it.
Yeah, and it's actually down in price. Look, there's 125 quid off that.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so yeah, back to the under 15 quid for us with less money to spend. Yeah, there's a Tamiya. Yeah, there's the first one, a little 1/48 scale Mitsubishi Interceptor. The next one that you sometimes 15 quid, something that kids have got for the pocket money, or even yourself have got for pocket money or a birthday present or something like that.
You can have a lot of fun for 10 or 15 quid, can't you, Ted?
Yeah. You can have as much fun for 10 quid as you can in 1000 quid. 1000 quid, is that a word?
Right.
It is now.
Right.
Yeah. These under a tenner, $8.99. Panzer III Toon tank.
And they are great fun. The Toon tanks are
great fun. And as who was it before was asking about kits for the daughter. These are actually a no glue kit. They just push together.
Yeah. I had one or two pieces on mine that I had to glue in because they didn't really. Yeah. But yeah, these are basically snap fit kits, but they're adorable and they're actually fun to paint.
And if you're not into tanks, there's the Spitfire from Tiger. Tiger models, little chibi type, little plane type thing. That one box. I actually looked at one of these in the box when we were down at eModels the other week, and they're actually pretty good. They're not just a cheap thrown together plastic moulding. They're actually quite a nice kit.
There's a big tradition of egg plane and egg kits in Japan anyway. So.
And a couple of versions of decals as well.
Yeah.
You get a lot in a box there for 8 quid. So there is a paint option.
How adorable is it? Look at the cockpit. It's like it's so adorable.
Little bubble, yeah. A few options.
By the way, the curve of the fuselage at the bottom is like super exaggerated. So it's got this big chubby bubble and then this like really curvy sort of. It's just adorable.
Great. So yeah, there's the mold there. That's what you get in the box. Not too many, not a great kit part count, but yeah, who wants that big part count? You can use these as well as a paint pig. You know, you can try out all your techniques and things.
Decals and stickers in there as well. So if you're not comfortable with decals, you can just use the stickers.
Yep.
Yeah, great. It's all there. Right. So let's close that one. See what's next. I've put quite a few out. Now, if you want to get serious, this is the MR170 Tech Mark IV tank. I think from watching Guy Martin the other week, the Mark IV was the most prolific built of the First World War tanks.
We always seem to fall back to a World War II tank on this show. I don't know why.
Yeah, but once again,
Ted remembers them fondly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You could see them in colour and everything.
Yeah, that was the world. That was when the world was in black and white. But yeah, for $8.99, once again, 110er.
You can't go wrong with that.
Big money. Still more to come.
Menu discipline. There you go.
Yeah.
I think we've sold the bubble Spitfire. He says his daughter will like that.
Yeah,
there you go.
There are others as well. Have a look at.
Put it in your basket, but don't check out yet because there'll be more you'll add to it later.
Yeah, there is they've actually got quite a nice range of bubble play.
Yeah, I think there was a Flying Fortress as well, things like that. If you search Tiger Model on the search bar up here, if you're searching Tiger Model in there, it'll bring them up for you and show you what other options there are as well. So yeah, there we've got the MR back for First World War tank, and then we've got a 148 German radio communications vehicle. Once again, I don't think a great number of parts, but
get away from that menu. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Just computer drawing pictures of them, but yeah, going with something that you're building 148 scale. So it's not a 1/72nd. Yeah.
The beauty of kits like this is that these are the kind of kits that you buy, like your 135th Tamiya top end military vehicle, and you can really go to town on them. These kind of kits, you can make great dioramas because you know, you can focus, you can do the best job you can do on the vehicle, but you can also then spend some of that time making a diorama, and you can use them as almost like weekend projects, but involving dioramas and other stuff as well. So if your focus is not on the vehicle, but the whole setting, you can use these kind of kits to pad that out. It's brilliant.
Yeah, you can also use them a technique like for 12 quid, 12 and a half quid. You're not going to be bothered if you want to try a technique of, say, an exploded, burnt out vehicle. You could cut it up, cut bits off it, try your burnt, your flame techniques and things like that. So yeah, if you're going to lose a lot. Right. So what else do we got? Yeah, an old one, an old retro kit. I think eModels have still got a few of these left. These were the Airfix retro kits, weren't they? They brought them out again.
Yeah, this is going back to the days of getting the box full of little soldiers on racks that bendy plastic jobs.
Yeah. So once again, 1/72 scale Mark 8 Centurion tank.
I probably built that when I was a kid.
Yeah, we probably did. Yeah, it's probably one of the disappeared from my memory, but yeah, there it is. There's one or two more of these retro kits still available in eModels, so have a look for them.
They are basically the Airfix released as a one-time thing. They remade a lot of kits they made in the early 70s and late 60s, and they just reprinted them, and that was it as a one-off. So I don't know how long they'll still have any of these left. So
so slap it in your basket.
You're basically buying a 1970s model kit straight out of the box.
That's it. Yeah, relive a bit of your youth. There now then. I think Jamie Bourne was asking about figures before. Yeah, this is just some of the figures that are available on eModels. A little bit, still under 15 quid, 10.35 for you guys that build your dioramas or want extra figures for your dioramas. Yeah, these are a nice set of models.
They look like nice sculpts, those actually.
Yeah, they look quite nice sculpts. They look a little bit like the Tamiya sculpts.
Yeah, I like the face on that guy at the front that's kind of ducking down. You can't really see it, but he's got that kind of not smiling, but not smiling. He's kind of like just.
No, I'm not seeing any seam lines on these as though they've been like their arms are glued on. So I'm just wondering if they come as a one piece.
No, they'll be the ones they stick on the shelf and on the box art. When they reveal the prototype, they'll all be cleaned up and primed. So.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the iron sprues with the full color set there. Valero and light color options. So yeah, these are Master Box, which is the same guys that I've got for this long range desert group, and
it's the same people that do the very strange 1/24 scale dolly bird in a skimpy skirt getting out of a car figures as well.
Yeah, that's it.
Bizarrely.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, I've got some of these for this to me a command car, and they are nice sculpts. Yeah, so they're quite nice on that. So yeah, that's that one. Next one, Revell Beetle, 1/32 scale, £7.19. Yeah, classic iconic car. You can do it as the one shown on the box, or you could do it as a hippie mobile or anything. Put a vinyl roof on it.
Yeah.
Put some flock carpets in. Left hand drive, but who cares?
Well, that's not correct, is it? Left-hand drive nonsense. I don't know. Yeah, you could have a lot of fun with that for £7, basically.
£7, yeah. Do what you want. It doesn't matter if you mess it up, does it? Yeah. Get yourself into shiny cars. £7.19, and see if you can put a shine on it.
Like the third says, do a Herbie.
Yeah, do a Herbie. Anything. Yeah. Yeah. The shape never really changed much over the years. So yeah, you can do it as anything you want. A new one from Airfix, a recent tool, a new tool on the Westland Sea King. Once again, this is £13.49, 13.5 quid.
Yep.
Yeah, nice little model. Various colour options available for this as well. I'd like to see somebody do that. That would be nice in that colour. What's that? Yeah.
Helicopters scare me.
Helicopters.
Not actual. I mean, like kits of helicopters scare me because.
Yeah. Nice to see them built. Yeah, I do like them. I like them. I like to see them. But yeah, I'm a bit like you.
One thing I'd never try building because I know I'd just be absolute nonsense at it.
Yeah. I think this one was released at Telford a couple of years ago now, when it was brought out. Yeah, but it's a new tool. It's got an interior as well for 1/72 scale. Be a nice size little kit. So yeah, once again, under 15 quid.
By the way, if anybody wondering where TK went from the chat, by the way, he suddenly got a load of Windows updates and fell over. I don't know if he's back in the chat yet because I can't see the chat. And he texted me about half an hour ago. So,
and well, finally, one for the guys that like skin tones. Yes, Masterbox. This was the scantily clad girls you were talking about before, folks.
Yeah. They do a collection of these kind of pin-up style figures, as well as like people getting out of cars and things like that. What scale was this?
This is, what scale is this?
1/24.
1/24 scale.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you wanted to keep your female figures in the military style, this is
barely the military style, but almost.
and practice your skin tones.
A hint of the military style.
Yeah, there's plenty of skin tones to practice.
Yeah, get your flesh tones just right.
And you can tell the missus I bought it because she's got a gun.
I bought it for autistic reasons.
I thought it was a soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the helmet and the gun and thought it's an M1 carbine. What do you expect?
Yeah, honest, darling, it's not the kit that I asked for. They've sent me the wrong one, but never mind. I'll hang on to it because I can't send it back.
Tony Black says he's got a couple of them. A female New York City policewoman.
Right. Yeah. So there we go.
It's a shame she's carrying an M1 carbine and not an M1 Duran, but never mind.
No. That's quite a nice Jeep in the background.
Yeah.
True Blue Addict says I thought this was a family show, but I think that's because it's all like war orientated rather than
I purely picked it because of the picture of the Jeep in the background
and the bike.
Yeah, I only picked it because of they got the wrong rifle.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so that's it. I'll stop sharing there. I'll come back to you for now.
Oh, what surprise! You're out of focus.
Don't forget to unlock it from yourself as well.
Yeah, unlock it from yourself and put it back.
I'll make you small on my screen again so I can see the chattings.
While you've got the eModels website there, Philly started a quick question. Do eModels sell paint charts? Noticed a few other model shops sell them for a couple of pence each. It'd be nice to have them at the desk.
I don't know if they do. I've not seen them. You could ask her. I don't think they're on. I'm going to have a look.
Yeah, I don't think it's on the charts directly, but drop them an email. They might have some lying around. So a lot of places have posters and things like that.
I did see a comment in one of the Facebook pages today, I think, that it said the next issue of the Airfix magazine has a paint chart in it.
Apparently so, yeah. Someone said something about that, yeah.
Gary Jessup says, is there a way of finding out what paint you need when you buy a new kit? 95% of kits will have colour guides in the instructions.
Yeah, but that's inside. I think he means when you're in the shop and you think, I like that one.
Oh, well.
Is there any way of finding out what paint you need before you open the box?
Some do, some don't.
Yeah, some manufacturers have colour guides actually on the box. If not, it's the kind of thing that over a bit of time and a bit of experience, you kind of look at a model and go, I think I'll need that, and that. Yeah, it's hard. I suppose that is a hard one if you're not actually able to open the kit and have a look. But it depends what you're making. If you're making made-up sci-fi nonsense, then you can paint it whatever colour you want.
Well, even armour, you can paint whatever colour you like.
Oh, yeah. You could paint an Abrams tank pink with yellow spots and a Hello Kitty on it if you wanted to.
Yep.
That doesn't stop you. And for that, you need pink, yellow, and Hello Kitty stickers. You do kind of get, over time, if you're new to the hobby, over time, you will build up a collection of paints anyway, and you start to think, okay, it's German World War II armour, so I'm going to need German grey, I'm going to need red, brown, I'm going to need... And you'll kind of get a feel for certain colours if you tend to make the same thing or the same kind of genre. But at first, if you're just starting out, I'd just say, have a look at the artwork on the box, and if it's got kit pictures on the back. And if you're not sure, just make up the colour scheme. Have fun with it, unless you want to be specifically accurate.
Yeah, yeah. You could take it home, start the build, and then you can go back for your paints. Because you won't need the paint straight away. Yeah.
A couple of people are saying there's apps for getting it. I assume you put in the kit description and it kicks back. Some manufacturers asked what the RLM number for Hello Kitty Pink is.
It's probably
Oop-oopie-doop.
Just the brightest pink you can feasibly get. I would say the only pink paint I know is Tamiya pink, flat pink, which I would use on my pink Zaku Warrior live concert edition that Paul got me, but I can't get decals made for it because I haven't heard back from some of the decals, so that's waiting. But yeah, I know Tamiya pink. I've got Tamiya pink waiting in the wings.
Yeah, I remember as well, you could buy paint sets that will do the whole range. Like if you're building, I think we looked at them just before the show started. Chris's Star Lifter there. We looked up USAF Air Force colours, European, and there's a complete range of colours in one box, so you can sort of buy your stuff like that.
Yeah, so it may well be that if you're not really sure, you can still get the kit anyway, and then get yourself. If you think, I bought a World War II fighter plane, there's probably going to be a kit, a paint set for World War II fighter planes, even if it's not the manufacturer specified. It might say on the box, best used with Mr. Hobby Paints, but you might not be able to get those. So there'll be a set probably for that.
Take the kit home, open it up, look at the paints, go back to the shop to get the paints, and while you're there, you can get another kit.
Yeah. Or you could just get them all from eModels and not actually leave your chair.
Exactly.
Yeah, why go to a shop where there's cold and rain?
Yeah, just order it online, look it up online and slap it in your basket.
See, if you go to a shop, and then it means you've got to do this and drive and walk, but if you do eModels,
I did miss that.
Go.
If you go to shop, if you go to a shop, you've got to talk to people.
Although I have to say, if you're going to navigate eModels purely by your keyboard, you probably wouldn't get far. Bit of mouse action as well.
David Adrian says, is there any chance we can talk about the 80s as he's off on holiday soon?
Does that mean he's going in the next 5 minutes? Or
what, he's going on an 80s holiday?
Yeah, he's going to Tenerife, I reckon, then. If he's going to the 80s, it's a holiday.
Will he be doing Agadoo?
Trying to avoid copyright.
Philly
scarred from seeing Pete Mate dance. So
it's
not helping.
To the Ibiza hits. Never forget that one. Yeah, just hang on to the video footage. You never know when it comes. Never know when it'll come.
I think I may have deleted it actually, but
don't tell him that.
No, then again, maybe I didn't. Now you see. Don't forget though, Ted, if it's 80s, it's not Ibiza, it's like Tenerife and places you go to in the 80s, because nobody did Ibiza in those days.
Benidorm.
Tenerife, or you go to Kos, or where was the 80s destinations? It was Greece.
Where did we go on holidays in the 80s?
Well, we went to Blackpool, so it doesn't really work.
Yeah, I guess we used to go to Devon.
Yeah, no, Ibiza wasn't the big thing then. It was always Tenerife, Greece. Yugoslavia was always a good holiday destination back in those days. Unfortunately,
Butlins. Spruglu says Butlins. Yeah, Ted,
Dave says Ted, I missed Donald Mackenzie's post. Can you read it out?
Donald Mackenzie.
Oh, it's just a couple above.
Oh yes, there is a colour by that manufacturer called that, which Ted is about to read out just now.
I can't find it.
Go up about 6-7 comments.
Oh.
Stop typing, everybody. Let him read it.
Donald Mackenzie's a pink circle with the D in it, so you can spot him.
Donald Mackenzie, Valero, Game Air Squid Pink.
Yeah, they actually have a colour called.
He's getting to start saying things properly now. It's not so much fun.
He's still putting this random R into Vallejo, but we'll let him off. It's adorable.
There's Edward. Yeah, it's Edward.
Apparently Yugoslavia was cheap.
Yeah. Yugoslavia was cheap. It was a good 80s destination for holidays, that.
Yeah. Philly said he went to Bournemouth.
Skegness.
That's like Blackpool without the tower in it. Skegness. Where else
we were always Blackpool, we were.
Yeah, Blackpool. Yeah, well,
I know, Dave. I know you tried, Dave. They needed more unpronounceable words in there.
Yeah, okay, have to come up with something different.
He's getting used to Vallejo. He's only putting one extra R in it now. So. Anyway, about Blackpool. We used to go to Blackpool, and we could see it from my house. So that's how far we used to go. Sergeant Bowen says at least Ted said Abrams wrong.
Abrams, I said Abrahams.
Abrahams.
Yeah.
Where are you all coming from?
I just sat quietly in the background and going, yes.
Was it Father Abraham?
Someone will remember.
Margate in the 80s, that was with Del Boy, wasn't it? And Rodney.
Spiddick says most people add an eye to Italeri too.
They do actually. When it took me a long time before I realised it wasn't actually Italieri. Actually Italeri kits. It was around about the time I made that transit van, actually, because I hadn't really done Italeri kits before until I was a kid. Margate in the 80s.
Right, on to the next official bit, where we announce last week's winner.
Yes, and then we give some stuff away.
Yeah, we'll give some stuff away. Yeah.
Although Mountaineer Modeler does say Valero is a gas petrol station in the US.
Is it? Valero.
Valero. Oh, I don't think they pronounce it with a Cumbrian accent. Valero.
Yeah, desert. Yeah, Mountaineer Modeler.
Yeah, I bet they don't go, hi, welcome to Valero.
Hi. For your special offers on your cars this week, go to Valero.
Apparently, we're all saying Vallejo wrong as well.
Vallejo.
That's how I used to say it. Didn't I used to say Vallejo?
No, you say Vallejo. You should pronounce it Eduard. I think it should be Vallejo.
Nigel says it's Vallejo. It works with the Spanish guy who taught me this.
Vallejo.
Yeah.
Nick's surname is actually pronounced
the J is more
Vallejo.
Michael Jackman said he's going to miss the 9th and 16th of April shows as P&O want a fortune for Wi-Fi. Yeah, I know they do. Yeah, they cost a fortune.
We'll still be here when you come back. Just watch them before you watch them.
I tell you what, if you send us some tickets, we'll do it live in front of you on the ship.
Wait, what were we talking about? I missed all. I was reading a different comment and trying to remember something, and then I missed all what you said about going on the ship. What?
Michael Jackman's going on a cruise with P&O on the 9th and 16th of April, so he's not going to be able to watch the shows. But if he sends us tickets, we can go with him and do it there and there.
Yeah, if he covers the room costs, Wi-Fi costs, and food costs, and everything else costs.
Well, there's no food. It's all you can eat.
Well, I want some food, otherwise I'd die of starvation.
No, it's all you can eat. It's all inclusive. Yeah, just go. Yeah,
Okay.
24-hour eat. Yeah. Right. Right. Should we give some stuff away?
Yes.
Right. Right. The winner
last week.
Pronounced Jimenez.
First of all, I'll screen share and go across, and I can explain what's going on.
Screen share. Well, are we going to give
share.
some? We've got to do the announce the winner yet, haven't we?
No, yeah. Well, I've got to tell the winner. I've got to tell the winner that last week, I'm sure that it was a Scammell truck. Is that right? We were giving a Scammell truck away last week.
We were giving a truck of some sort.
Yeah, I'm sure the viewers will confirm in a minute that we'll be giving a Scammell truck away, a Scammell Pioneer.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just wait for them to realise what we've said and see if it's confirmed or not. We'll give it
Probably wasn't, but it was.
Yeah. Just have a look at this one in the meantime. It's nice, this. I always fancied building a Scammell Pioneer myself.
Michael Jackman says he's hoping we'd help him out there.
Yeah. Anyway, I believe that last week we were giving a Scammell Pioneer away.
Dave says yes.
Yes, we were. Good. I'm glad they confirmed it. Because it's now out of stock.
Is it locked on you, by the way, Ted?
It's locked on me. Is it locked on me?
I don't know. You're the one with the control of the locking device.
Yeah, it is. It's locked on me.
Is it locked on you?
Yeah, it's locked on me.
Locked on you.
Yeah. Now the Scammell Pioneer we were giving away last week is out of stock. Because, as we said, people see it because we show it and they slap it in a basket and they check out and it's out of stock. However, our terms and conditions are that we will provide a suitable replacement if the item goes out of stock.
Yes, it's not very often it happens, but like very, very occasionally.
Yeah,
we give it away and then everybody goes and buys it, and we're like, oh, we haven't got one left to give you.
Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so we'll probably if you when your name's announced, if you send us your details, I will send your details on to the guys at eModels, and they will sort you out with a replacement kit.
Oh, they are saying that it was a French armoured car.
Yeah, they're saying the scammer was a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
Yes. You're looking for the wrong one.
We're so highly organised, it's amazing. Sometimes
right, let's go to the offers.
It wasn't the same one I'm building, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Maybe it's out of stock because we gave it away.
It wasn't that one. I think it was
because I was looking for something that doesn't exist.
Was it a Polish armoured car? It was a Polish armoured car, I'm sure it was now.
Oh, it's all gone horribly wrong, hasn't it?
No, it's not. We're right. Yeah, the Pioneer was a winner for the
gallery. It was a gallery week.
Yes, it was. Because remember the big cabin and the little tiny bonnet.
Yeah.
Wow, we're old men. We don't remember stuff.
I should
remember the 80s, but after that, it stops. It's a cut-off point.
It was that one, wasn't it? Hang on.
I don't know. We're seeing your face at the minute.
Yeah. What, you can see me?
Green share button, Ted.
Phillies can't remember if he entered or not.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah, when we find out what you've won, the winner can tell us who he is. I'd say I won the whatever I won last week.
Yes, that's not going to be abused.
And you'll get given whatever you're given, and you'll like it.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, it shows how professional this program is, isn't it?
Asda says it all got a bit hazy after Live Aid. Michael Jackman says Space Marines armored car. It can't be the same one I'm making.
No, it's not. I'm sure it was this. Because we discussed, didn't we, about you'll get a kit. Yeah, anyway, you'll get a kit.
Yes, you'll win something wonderful, and if you can let us know what it is when you get it, then that'd be great.
Adrian David says he remembers the 80s, not yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get to our age, your mind sort of muddles and you get.
Yes.
Phillies says he won the Abrams RC tank.
Never mind.
Oh, hang on a second. No, he does say the phrase was Space Marines because it was an ideal kit to add them to.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, and I think this is it. If it isn't,
show us, Ted.
It looks like it.
I'm sure.
Do a screen share. Go on.
I'm screen sharing.
No, you're not.
Are you not?
No, you're not.
I'm seeing your face.
Oh, share then.
There you go.
I think it's that one. That looks like it.
It looks familiar. Yes.
Yeah, that one will do.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. If your name's picked out of the hat this week, you won this.
Yeah, we've decided.
Can we go back and edit last week's video and make sure it was this?
Yeah, we can break.
Yeah. It's good to see you all.
Sprugaloo says, have we gone through an entire show without Fox saying 2 times more shine? No, I said it earlier.
Yeah. Nate Bliss says that's the one.
Yes, that's the popper.
Yeah, I thought that was it. Yeah,
rings a bell. Yep.
Yeah, that was it. That was it because you
managed to fix the internet.
Yeah, you can convert it to Space Marines. Hey, look, I didn't notice before, but it's got propellers on the back.
Is it?
Yeah, just behind the rear wheel, it's got propellers.
So it could be a water-based Space Marine.
It's amphibious. That's a good one, isn't it?
So you could make them water marines and make them drippy puppies.
Yeah. Space submarines.
Moist puppy.
Dave Barker says he can remember every word from songs from the 70s, but can't remember why he walked into the kitchen about an hour ago.
Well, you do remember that you walked into the kitchen about an hour ago. Yeah. Or did you?
He's probably still standing in the kitchen thinking about what he went for.
I've been here for an hour and I still haven't figured it out.
It's even worse when you go upstairs. You've walked all that distance up the stairs and you think, what did I go up here for? I'll actually
like be sat. I need to do. I'll be doing something. I'm like, oh, I need to go and check that online, and then within seconds, I've actually forgotten what I wanted to check. But I remembered that I wanted to check something, and it's really frustrating.
Yeah, right. I better write this down, before I forget it.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. You've done that. Right. Get the number. Hashtag 35033. Right. Yes.
Osric 9000 says Space Marines.
Yes.
Trump Charge says, wait, who am I?
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
Right. So who won that, Ted?
Right. Who won it? I can't remember.
No, I managed to corral all the cats into the barn.
Right. Yes. I found it. It's on my chart of names.
Yes.
I've taken that man's name and I've written it down.
Yes.
Because Pete phoned us, you see, he phoned us up at the start of the show and he didn't phone us up during the show. Right. Last week's giveaway winner is comment number 22. Two little ducks, 22. Quite
Two little ducks, 47.
Quite. And it's we always pause for effect. Davy UK. Davy UK, or is it Davy Oak?
Davy Oak could be.
Could be Davy Oak. Davy UK, you are the winner of whatever it was.
That thing we just decided it was. Yeah.
Yes. The thing with the Space Marine, with the model kit turning and the propellers.
Yeah. So well done to you. All you need to do is send me Ted at eModels.co.uk your address details, and I will fire them off to eModels, and they will fire off a kit of some description to you.
Yes.
Yes.
Do remember to say in the email what you won, because the guys at eModels won't know what you won unless they watch the video.
Yeah,
and we obviously can't remember. So
we don't know either.
Yeah, it was that. If you pause the video or that picture of whatever that thing was,
We were there and we don't remember.
It's got the time. How far into the stream are we?
Spitty Crate says, "Well done, fella. You've won a thing. Definitely a thing.
It was a thing, yeah.
You have won something. Yeah. Right. That's it. Right. We've got some more giveaways, haven't we? We've got. Right. I've got a question for a mug. Brings mug into shop.
eModels mug without mustard on it.
Yeah, Chris has now got a jacket and a mug.
Yeah.
You could get a jacket. You could get a jacket. No, you can't. You could get a mug.
It's my jacket. You can't have it. No.
He's sweated in it now. You don't want it. Now, remember with these questions, this is for the guys in chat. So if you're watching on the eModels live on the eModels website on the live page and not in YouTube, and you can't find the chat, click on the little YouTube icon in the bottom right, and it'll take you to the YouTube page where the chat is. Ted will ask a wonderful question. Hopefully the answer is correct, but we can't confirm that the answer is correct because we assume the person asking the question knows what the answer is. Don't answer the question until Ted says go, and then we will take the first correct answer that appears in the chat. Remember, we see chat differently to the way you do. And there was something else I was going to say, and I've forgotten what it was.
Yeah. If you've won a mug before and you don't want a mug, but you know the answer to the question, don't answer the question because it gives somebody else a chance. But if you do want a mug and you have a mug, you're quite welcome to enter again.
Yeah. And don't forget, of course, you are don't forget that because
it was good advice.
Best advice.
We've got lots of answers already, and it scares me that one of them could be right.
I know. I was going to say, don't forget, we love it when you mail Ted a question to ask in this segment because it saves us having to come up with the question. So if you've got a question and an answer that you want us to ask, make sure to send it to Ted at emodels.co.uk, and by us reading your question out, you'll win a sticker. Yeah. That is right, isn't it, Ted? Have I just made that up?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, but Chris is sending the stickers out this week. By the way.
I've got a couple of stickers. They sent me a couple of stickers with the plane, so I've got a couple.
Yeah, they're clever.
So then we get to the stickers. Chris could send them out. Right. So this is a question from Adrian, David, who's going on holiday soon.
Yeah, but make sure to send an email with your address so we can send you a sticker before you go away.
Yeah, we know it's him because he's got a sticker on his car.
Well, he's got another sticker now.
And loads of female attention.
You can put it on the boat.
The ladies love. Oh, I know what the ladies like.
Yeah, they love an eModel sticker.
So if you haven't sent it to us before, send us an email with your address on so we can get the sticker.
Right. The question, maybe you're going to have to Google this. Right. The question he sent is, when was the last time Big Ben in Westminster chimed?
Oh, I know that one.
In 2017, when was the last time Big Ben in Westminster chimed? Go.
I haven't got a clue. So, Ted, I'm depending on you reading the chat here.
No, it's not mustard. No. What date in 2017 did Big Ben last chime?
Oh, wait, I know the answer. I think. If I
apparently it did chime in New Year's Eve, didn't it? But that's not the answer I've got here. When was the last official sort of, apart from special events?
Ah, right. Different.
Cheese and onion.
That's not the answer.
There we are.
B.A. Baracus.
Rusting Customs Models says the 21st of August 2017. I think that was before it was switched off and then just switched back on.
Because they did turn it back on for New Year.
Yeah, they did turn it back on for New Year, but that was a special event.
But technically that was 2018 as well. So.
Yeah, I suppose it was 2018. Well, no, it was 2017 because it was to the last bomb.
Was that right then?
Yeah, Rusting Customs Models, 21st of August 2017.
Well done. Bop us an email with your details and we'll send you a tube of drinking.
Yeah.
You have to provide your own fillings to it, though. We leave it empty.
Yeah. Now, as I've said before, remember, when you send us a question, we take you at your word that is the correct answer. So we will assume that we will fight to the death to defend that the person who got that answer is right, because
Yes.
we've got.
Yeah.
So, somebody got
Anyway,
the answer we've got, so it
Yeah.
must be right. All right.
Yeah,
We don't do any
if anybody disagrees, take it up with Adrian.
Yeah.
We'll send you Adrian's address. You can go around and see him. Right, there we go then. Right, be a sticker question now, and I haven't got any more questions.
You used up all the questions.
I have got no more questions. What time is it?
Now we start looking around for things
Okay.
to ask.
I've got a question.
Go on
Oh,
then.
go on
These eModel stickers, how many of them have I got?
Oh, good question. Yeah, so it's it's the first one. Is it?
Go.
Go. Yeah. How many?
That's the important bit, Chris.
I forgot that bit. Yeah, there we go.
You can send yourself. You can have a sticker because you asked the question.
Can I? I'll keep right. Does that mean that I've got to take one off the answer?
Bam. Matty's metal detecting South Wales says 2. Is that right?
No, Simon D's in there with 4.
Oh, I thought we had 2.
He got that first.
Okay.
Oh, right.
My apologies, Mr. Matty's metal detecting. I thought 2 was the answer.
You only got
There
4
were
stickers.
4.
I'll teach me to shut up next time, won't it?
Right, Simon D, well done. Thank you. Send
Well
me
done.
Ted
Yeah,
at eModels.
said the thing, and Ted will send it to me, and I'll send it.
Paul Stewart says 6 episode. He's banned now, so
It would have been convenient if he had the answer though, because then I wouldn't have to post it.
yeah.
Right. I knew that we've gone over time. You know, it's 10 past. These live streams are getting longer.
Yes. Well, we've got one last thing to do, haven't we, Ted? Basically,
What?
Have we?
Have we?
I think so.
Huh?
We're not giving anything away.
What?
We're not got a giveaway.
Oh, crikey, I'm forgetting again. It's because
Make a note of what it is,
because I've got all
and then
this.
put the date next to it of what it is.
Just so people know, there has been an occasion where we've not done a giveaway in an episode because Ted's forgotten completely. And I thought there's a reason he's not done it, but we actually agreed in advance that we do it. And it's like, did we not do a giveaway? Oh, so
Yeah.
I think it's always best to remind you.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not because Pete didn't ring; it's because I just forgot.
Yes. People are like, well, we'll finish the show before I say to him, Ted, were we not doing a giveaway?
Oh,
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
We were going to give away that entire, 1/35th scale Dora, and we just completely forgot.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. I won it. I won it that week, fortunately.
Don't forget, folks, that big 1/35th Dora is back in stock.
Yes, back in stock.
So if you don't want to stretch a grand and a bit for an Abrams tank, third of that or half that price for a massive Dora.
Nate Bliss says he sees Ted's memories blurry too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you get to my age and you forget things. Pardon? What did I just say? What are we doing now? All right, yeah, we're doing the giveaway, aren't we? Right. Right, I'll lock it on me again. I've got to remember. I can remember. I'm getting used to doing this because I've got it written down here. Right.
You've got a big idiot list. Lock screen.
Right.
Don't press that button.
Right, lock it on me. Right. Then we screen share. Then I press that button there, not the red one.
Not that one.
And right, we're giving this away this week. After Fox said right at the start he didn't like motorbikes, and if you give him a motorbike, he'd go to sleep. So yeah, we've got a 1/12 scale Yamaha RZ250 to give away from Tamiya. And these are great little kits. Well, not little kits, big kits. Fantastic kits. I actually built one many, many years ago. Can't remember which one it was, but I built a motorbike all them years ago.
That one with 2 wheels.
It certainly had 2 wheels. Well, it did.
I know that one.
Yeah. Now, I don't know whether this is the UK version or it's the left-hand drive overseas version, but it's a motorbike.
Rob Spitty Kate says smooth.
Yeah. So
Trouting Card says he hopes Fox wins.
I can't enter.
Fox is not allowed to enter. So.
yeah. Oh,
I work in the sausage factory. I can't tell you how the sausage is made. So
yeah. Can your mum enter? Your mum could enter though.
Technically.
no.
Technically, your mum could enter.
That involves showing mum how to put comments on a YouTube video. I don't want to expose her to YouTube comments. She knows enough bad words as it is.
Yeah. Right. This comes with everything: highly detailed engine and radiator, vinyl tubing, including to depict various chords.
Vinyl tubing.
Comes with synthetic rubber tires. Right. Yeah. So nice model for somebody. And if you want to win it, what you have to do is wait till the end of the live stream's finished, and then comment underneath this week's video, which is what was the title of it? Chris will select Chris's available
Don't
for
about me.
photographs.
Chris will be available something.
Yes.
Photographs after the show.
Give it about 15 minutes after the. If you're watching this live, give it about 15 minutes after the stream is finished, because it takes about 10 or 15 minutes for YouTube to pop the video up. If you're not watching this live, then just stick a comment below, because this is already a video on the YouTube page.
Yeah.
And shall I come up with a phrase?
Why not just make the sound of a motorbike go brum brum?
That's a car.
Birmingham.
No, it's not.
Bikes don't go brum.
Brum.
Why are you talking about Birmingham?
Yeah.
All right, come on. Yeah, have you got a phrase? Yeah, come on. Brum, brum, brum.
I would say then, when you put a comment on, write down your best onomatopoeia for motorbike noises. Write down your best, how you think a motorbike sounds when you write it out. So if you think it goes, yeah, then write that. How would you write motorbike noises? That's your comment. We want lots of motorbike noises in the most nonsensical comment section ever.
Yes, please. Yeah, right. I'll stop sharing, because we're going to give that motorbike away. That's next week.
Have you written it down, Ted, so we know what it is next week?
Have you got the date next to it as well? That's always
Yes.
helpful.
Good girl.
Right, I think I've got the number.
And we will pull the winner next Monday with our usual random picking scenario. We use a website that picks the comments randomly, so we'll do that and pull the winner next week. But yes, write down motorbike noises, how you think they are written down.
Yeah.
Paul Stewart says, then Smoke and Rivet count all the motorbike noises, because Smoke's our resident motorbike expert, so he can judge your skills in writing down motorbike noises.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll put it through the smooth filter to make sure it's that's not how it sounds.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, a bit of fun. Yeah, well, a bit of fun. That's all it's about. That's what this stream is about. A bit of fun, nothing serious. I can't take any of it serious, because none of it's not.
The people that are putting the motorbike noises in the chat, you do know that's not the way you need to put it.
Yeah, don't put it in the chat.
Put anything you like in the chat, but that's not going to win you.
Yeah, but that's the sort of thing we want. Sadie Bones says, meow.
Kenneth says, meow. Hi, Kenneth, by the way. He's just joined us right at the end of the show.
Matthew's Metal Detecting South Wales says, put, put, put.
Yeah, I had
that's like a little one stroke, isn't it? A little.
Grumba. Yeah.
Yeah, grumba, kaboom.
Right, but while we
unless the only exception is a moped, because a moped has no natural Doppler effect. The only thing I know about motorbikes is that mopeds defy physics by having no Doppler.
They do if you walk past them.
No, well, no, they don't. Because if you like listen to any car or bike, it's meow. If you listen to a moped, they just go. They don't change in pitch.
It's because they're not going fast enough. But if you're walking past them, you're walking faster than they would be driving.
That's true. So maybe that does work that way. All I can hear downstairs from Mum watching on the iPad is motorbike noises on the 45-second delay. But yes, do put your comment not in the chat here, but make sure wait for the video to pop up on the YouTube page after about 15
apparently
minutes.
they do all know, they're just overly excitable.
All right. And if whoever wins it, if you can build the Space Marine on top of it, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah, I think if you win it and you're live in chat next week, I think you should send us a soundbite in so we can play it over the air.
Yeah, you should. I don't know how that's going to work.
No, we're just going off on a tangent now. We're very
tired.
Yeah, we're losing viewers by the second. Right, so it's time to go. Time to wind up for tonight. We've given everything away. We've had lots of fun. We've answered real questions this week on model stuff.
Trot Char just conjured forth the image of my mum in biker's leathers on a Triumph. That's not something I need to see.
Biker chick. Yeah. Right. Okay. Right. Time to go, everybody. Time to see you all again next week when we'll have more mayhem and joviality and
memory loss and who are you?
Other stuff.
I'm 82.
Can somebody remind me when it's Monday? And I'll remember to come back.
If I start going about buzz bombs and the blitz, just take me out.
Yeah. Anyway, as the sub sails by, so
I think it's sunk.
Yeah. Right. And it's time to go. So we'll see you all again next week. Thank you very much for joining us. And don't forget to have a look across at the eModels website, emodels.co.uk. I'll see you all again next week when we'll have more of this. Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.